Yeah, I don't want to suppress what has happened.
I've gone ahead and set it up now. If somebody wants to go over there and check,
Okay.
just head on over to
Refresh the
Patreon and then it should. Wow,
That was scary.
that was pretty scary. So just make
Ooh,
sure it's all
growl.
set up.
What are you? Why are you always eating that thing, man?
Is that Phil Collins?
What?
What?
You put Phil Collins in fucking food.
Phil Collins is playing with us tonight.
Well, fuck yeah.
Oh, hi, Phil.
Oh my god.
Sixth edition.
Sounds
Catching
pretty
up with
good
Collins is the new name of our show.
Phil will be judging us silently.
That's amazing.
We recently
Oh my
learned that
God.
Frank's coworker doesn't understand music, and so we've invited Mr. Collins to join us for a casual session while we mourn the loss of Reggie, who didn't die; he just couldn't be here tonight. So
Same thing.
yeah, I like Mr. Collins a lot.
So now we
He's our
only
official mascot.
Oh,
You know, like games and stuff have all those animal mascots. Ours is Phil Collins.
Yeah.
We are the animal mascots anyway. We don't need animal
World Walkers have Tompkins. We have Phil Collins.
Objectively better.
Objective. By every known measure.
I mean, we haven't heard Tompkins play music yet.
Okay. I just looked at the stream. I didn't know you actually put Phil Collins in there.
That's what you're saying.
No, you thought I was fucking lying? No, he fucking put Phil Collins there.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I'll ever take it down.
You shouldn't.
Sorry, Reggie. We're gonna cover you up with Phil Collins.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
true.
Yeah, sorry.
Someone's
Reggie.
gonna come in at like stream 14 of Rhalanas and
Be like, oh,
Phil Collins.
good music.
Hey.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Man, yeah, maybe I'll snuggle
They
him
don't
into
belong if they ask
Reggie's
that question.
box.
Yeah, when one person has to leave, it's just Phil Collins replaces them.
I should do that. I should have set it up so it was still 8.
I'm saving it.
For each person, it's a different Phil Collins.
Yeah.
We each choose our own Phil Collins.
I love it.
Oh,
we all need an NPC bard proficient with drumming.
Yes.
Welcome to World Walkers Rhalanas.
We're very serious here.
We are very serious. I've been calling it a stream for patrons by patrons because I've decided to share it with all patrons since, it's all made up of people supporting the podcast and World Walkers, the thing, whatever this thing is, we should just share with everybody. So if you are new to World Walkers Rhalanas, a brief overview would serve you well. So World Walkers Rhalanas centers around a group called the Fabled Wayfarers. It's a guild that ran into a pretty big situation, but through their travels the group has learned of other developments around the world and are currently investigating this kind of invasion of hobgoblins that seem to be infected with some sort of sickness or disease. That's led them deep into the forest. That's led them into what is known as the spirit of the forest. And they have currently tumbled their way down to the Underwood, the terrible, dark, conflicted underbelly of the forest. Things are going great.
We're doubling down.
The group is desperately looking for one of their friends, Val.
We're going to Forest
Forest
Town.
though.
And anyone want to throw anything in there?
yeah, tumbled sounds too much like we were incompetent. We went willingly, like we chose to go. I just want to throw that out there.
That's true.
Anyone
Is
want-
that better?
Yeah, that's not better. That's not better.
Willingly chose to go to hell.
Better in my books. Val chose her fate.
I mean, oh, why do you say that?
I mean, she did technically choose her fate.
Yeah.
She did, but
Yeah.
there's like there's already stuff we don't know that's going on. Like this just makes it seem more ominous. Like, we're gonna walk up and there's going to be like a Val suit.
Oh man.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Val's
Hey,
suit?
That's what we were missing.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a turtle. We've got a turtle shield. We've got an oaken set of armor, made from an oaken.
I feel like human armor would not work.
So we need to.
I don't know. If you could like push this. If you could like just rest your body like before the skeleton. I mean, like you'd look like you're like overweight, maybe if like you weren't. You know what I mean? Just
what are you talking about?
Well, like using human as armor. Like you could like, okay, imagine like a human, right?
I can imagine a human. All right.
Try it.
I'm wearing a Val suit.
So imagine a human, right, with like a zipper.
No, you're about the same height. It could work.
And you just step in behind the. You get rid of the muscle and whatnot, but you know you step in.
Yeah, I mean you got to set yourself up for success.
And you just
for the job you want, you know.
You just fit in right behind the skeleton.
I don't know how much that would work because you got like the ribs.
Yeah, so you're just like.
And then you've got like this, like the spine, and then the pelvis.
I mean, wouldn't it be better to keep the muscle and not the skeleton?
No, the bones are hard, man.
The bones are hard, man.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the fairies have dropped us off and get off of this, please.
You're the one who brought you're the one who brought the Val suit.
I know. Guys, I'm trying to end it now.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
guys. We got to dress for the job we want, and let's be honest. Dada's character wants to be Val.
Don't blame him.
Well, I mean, she is so tall. I'm here at like 2'7", and here's that 8-footer.
I'm 9 foot.
Just lay on my back and dream.
I bet Val never gets turned down from any of those roller coaster rides.
If you start singing, if I only had a brain.
So you just walk around with this floppy skin.
If I only had some stilts. Oh man,
that would be awesome. My tiny scarecrow with stilts, like just in the cornfield.
Let's go around and introduce ourselves real quick, starting with Dada.
Hi, I'm Dada. I'm playing a scarecrow that's going by the name Arthur.
Josh.
I'm playing Tap, a roguish wizard.
What race?
Oh, I am a turtle.
All right. And then Raven.
I am playing Larix, a Oaken Wizard Paladin.
I keep saying Larix, sorry.
Oh, Larix, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, wait, which one of us is wrong?
It can be either. Kind of like Raven.
Okay.
He just likes to confuse people.
It can be Raven or Raven.
Evie?
Damn you, English.
Hi, I'm Evie, and I'm playing Matthias Grimoire, a bearkin druid who's very tall and has a very deep voice.
Frank?
No.
Pass.
She playing.
I am playing Valerie, the human summoner. I have a pet named. My summon is named Tatsu. He's made of light.
All right.
Very affordable.
He's chill. He's chill.
Inspired by the Nightmares of Evangelion, I think.
Yeah.
Like 7 eyes, and its mouth is a tail, and its tail is a mouth.
Yeah.
Callie?
He whispers sweet nothings.
I am playing Mabel Fizzlebell, a mousefolk bard.
Cool. All right. So last we left off, you had all made your way into the Underwood to try to save Val. Val, you were watching as a hobgoblin that had made its way down there was cutting itself and bleeding dark, inky substance into the walls and floor.
Yeah, I was casting Burning Hands on that.
That's right.
On that stitch.
All right. So let's roll initiative.
Shit.
Everyone?
Oh, everyone. Oh boy, where are my dice?
I haven't been practicing with my dice. Oh no.
Oh, that's really good.
What's up, Data?
No, this is my initiative.
Okay.
Son of a fuck.
All right, so let's go down the area. Oh, I got to take Reggie's character out of there. Larix.
15.
17, all right.
Not bad.
15.
Wait, 15?
Yes, 15. I mean, it's still a double digit. So.
Yeah, no, that's better than you've been doing.
Tap got a lowly 6.
Mabel?
Lowly 6.
23.
Damn.
I know.
Going up first place. Val?
5.
5.
Tap suddenly feels a bit better.
Arthur,
He feels one better.
1. And Matthias?
14.
And we are good to go. All right. So obviously you're not all there yet, but I just want to put you in the initiative order now.
Yes, I'm totally not older.
Dunder Mifflin. No, so you watch Val as the hobgoblin has his arms stretched out. It's kind of breathing heavy. It's inflicted several wounds across its body, but it's still it doesn't seem deterred or weakened by it at all. And this sort of inky black substance is pouring out of the wounds and saturating itself into the ground. And it's lashing out and stretching and hitting the walls, and slowly sinking into the walls as well. And then one of them hits the ground with and then it starts to kind of form into this weird, thinned out, stretchy mass. And it does not have enough substance yet to act, but it kind of turns its head towards you.
Kill the taffy monster.
And then
I don't like licorice.
that happens one more time. Another one drops and starts to form up. And then Val, it's your turn.
I'm casting Burning Hands at 2nd level.
Yep.
And give me a second to pull the spell up. It's extra d6 per spell. Really? That's it?
But it goes from Burning Hands doesn't go for more than a minute. It doesn't. It's just a round. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
16 damage. The spell save DC is my sheet's wrong. There it is. 15.
All right.
Reflex, I believe.
But really honest with you, give me a second. It it loaded the wrong creature in here. I was like, oh, they're immune to fire? I didn't know that. They're not.
Better tell the world walkers.
Yeah. So I have to knock these things out real fast and load the correct ones.
Yeah.
So stall for me, Frank.
What does the casting actually look like? Like, does she
greatest enemy.
fingers or hands? What does she chant as she compels combustion?
Fuck.
That seems like something Frank would yell.
Yeah, well, she's me.
Yes.
No. I don't know. I don't have anything for the incantation itself, so just magic words. And she does the thing.
The Triforce.
No. Fuck, man. She does the fucking.
Well, what are you talking about?
Oh.
She does Wu-Tang, man. I don't know.
Okay.
She throws up the Wu-Tang
Oh, that's a different group. Okay.
for Burning Hands. For some spicy damage.
That should be the official name of that damage type.
All right, cool. Much better. Yeah, it loaded up a creature that was immune to fire, and I was like, it's going to be a quick fight.
Burning Hands. I think you said it was inside of a tree, right? Or like a fallen down thing.
That's what it seems like in here. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, it needs to make a DC 15 Dex save.
Next save.
Anything within that 15-foot cone.
If it's also flammable, it ignites.
All right.
Yep.
So the two inky creatures, they light up, but the hobgoblin manages to kind of this kind of inky substance rips out of its veins and pulls it into the air.
Okay. So it still takes. The total damage was 16, so it takes 8 still.
All right. So 1 second.
Wait, are you setting the area on fire knowing that I'm probably coming to help you?
I don't know that you're coming to help me.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah,
I mean, we're already in hell, so
Val thinks she's in forest hell.
Val knows she's in forest hell.
That's true.
It was described to me as very faint.
It's a successful save, dodge, or half.
For Burning Hands.
Creature takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on successful.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you watch as the hobgoblin does still take a bit of the fire that kind of spews forth from your hand. The two creatures that are hit, they look at you and there's kind of like a, and they kind of start shifting and turning, and when you stare at them, the rest of you that when you come into the area, you're not going to quite understand, but whatever Val is seeing, it strikes deep into her heart, and you can feel your pulse race. You can feel a terror kind of start to seize you.
They took the shape of Val suits.
It's gonna wear me.
The hobgoblin rips into his chest, and another kind of inky blob falls to the ground and takes a kind of like vaguely humanoid type shape, just and is ready as well. And then coming around the corner, so you all have been running trying to catch up, and you've heard this kind of like explosion of fire. Not what's up.
How is Matthias getting through? Because he's a 9-foot tall bear.
We're helping him.
Is it hard?
It's not going to slow you down.
Okay.
But it's narratively difficult.
Cool.
You said you've been buttered.
And
buttered.
the moment we hear a commotion, where are the fairy lights?
They are hovering around you, Tap. They seem very comfortable with you.
Oh,
Tap, don't let me get near the fire because I'm going wild.
But the moment you hear that, you start taking off, I assume, right? Yeah. And so, Arthur, you're the first one on the scene. You're going to come around the corner, and you see the flames kind of just dying from the Triforce-shaped gesture.
No, it's the Wu-Tang.
Oh, Wu-Tang, sorry. The Wu-Tang-shaped gesture, much more clear. Wu-Tang-shaped gesture that Val had expressed. And these inky substances kind of growing. Two of them seem to have a more defined shape, but one of them looks like it's still putting itself together.
Cool.
I just actually did the Wu-Tang, so I was like...
Well, I probably didn't have time to do mage armor yet.
Not yet.
Okay, How about a dragon's breath? Yeah, dragon's breath. Let's do dragon's breath.
So you're going to run past Val to do Dragon's Breath, or are you going to hit Val?
Can I please move so I don't hit Val?
The tunnel's a little tight. It's only like 15 feet wide. So you'd have to run in front of Val in order to do it.
I run up to Val, slide between her legs, and dragon's breath.
All right.
Karachi Dragon's Breath.
Acid did okay last time, but let's do frost this time. So I need them to make Constitution save of 14, please. Oh, Dex 14. Dex 14, okay.
All right, so they both pass. What happens when they pass?
They take half damage, and I got 14 for the damage, so everything takes 7 frost damage.
And this is the one.
Oh, drat.
What's up?
It's too late, but I could have sorcerer pointed this and then just had it for another 2 minutes instead of just 1 minute of firing.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 minute's probably gonna be enough.
Yep. So you unleash your the kind of like frozen dragon flame that rips out, and two of them you see, they don't even seem to be afraid of it. Like they kind of like lean into it, and you can sense that you're not able to get. Like, it just feels like you're not getting your spell completely into them. The other one was successful enough to get out of the way and only take a bit of the damage, and the hobgoblin's too high up on the ceiling now to take damage from it.
Punk.
It's a new round. Mabel, you come around the corner.
Okay.
Val has her legs spread just enough for Arthur to squeeze in.
And it's dark here and stuff, right?
It is. It's a little.
So
well, not right now because there's like flames.
Well, I'm gonna
And
cast light on my rapier.
All right.
and then I'm gonna run in like kind of behind Val, and I will give Val inspiration.
All right. So yeah, you ring the bell. There's a light that races up and down and kind of illuminates the area off your rapier, and then the first kind of liquid twisted creature moves towards you, Val.
Yeah.
And then its whole chest kind of twists and explodes into a claw.
Take a piece, motherfucker.
What's your AC?
13.
And you're able to successfully dodge out of the way.
Oh.
The hobgoblin, which is on the ceiling now, it's back on the ceiling. That liquidy substance kind of like pours out of him and then starts pulling him along the ceiling almost like some kind of like sickly spider. And then once it's right over you, Val, some of that liquid blackness pours out like a spike and tries to impale you.
Word.
And that is a hit.
You don't forget, you can try to use the Bardic Inspiration for your AC.
Oh, yeah. About to.
D6.
I got a +4, so my AC is 17.
It pierces your shoulder for 5 damage.
Motherfucker. Hold on a second. I just saw that I had this on my spell sheet.
Shield.
So give me half a... Nope.
Self-destruct.
Oh, that would
Goodbye,
suck.
TN. I go on to a better place.
Hang on, I'm the little guy.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So
I'm going to do Hellish Rebuke.
okay.
It's
sounds
one
fun.
reaction.
All right.
I got damaged by a creature within 60 feet of me that I could see.
Mm-hmm.
So, you need to make a dex save of 15. I'm gonna put that as a higher level spell too. So, yeah, it's gonna take 3d10.
All right.
DC 15 to take half.
All right.
11.
It was a deck save.
Yeah.
It failed. Wait.
Ooh.
Forgot.
Mm.
It passed.
Mm.
As you find it again, it feels like you just can't get your spell to really infect or wrap around this thing for some reason. How much damage and a half?
No, it's 11, so I guess 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you watch as it kind of splits apart, and there's not much left of it. It's kind of almost just like running on rails, essentially. But you're not sure if that makes it less or more frightening.
More frightening.
Oh, that wasn't to the goblin? I thought it was a
Oh,
reaction
sorry. It
to
was
the
to the goblin. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Thank you.
No problem. I was like split in half. What?
How much is that? 5, you said?
Yeah, if it passed its save.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to it quickly. What is Hellish Rebuke exactly?
It's a first level spell.
But will you describe it then? Because I don't know what it looks like.
It's I point my finger at him, and it's surrounded. I surround it by it says hellish flames, but I'm gonna go with like white hot flames,
Yep.
not hellish.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of just takes them.
Fittingly appropriate for Forest Hell.
From around the corner, Larix.
Fire.
Catch that motherfucker with the rebound.
You watch fire dance around the area.
Yay.
Lyrics quickly retreats back.
This is fine.
I'm gonna, and you said the goblin's on the ceiling above him?
Mm-hmm.
Her?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and try to hit the goblin.
It's about 15 feet up.
He's gonna jump.
I'm going to use my javelin.
Ooh. Throw that
Nice.
shit.
Knock him down.
And I miss.
Oh.
All
With
right.
with an 8.
Yeah, the javelin kind of just bangs against the top of the underwood, and it kind of just sticks there and stays up there for a second. kind of impales the upper area.
I'm sorry, Forstel.
Matthias.
Hi, I came around the corner.
Yep.
I'm gonna
And say
pull out-
hi.
Yeah, that's all I do. My action is to say
Perfect.
hi. No, I'm going to pull out my shield and quarterstaff, cast Shillelagh.
Yep.
And
You watch as like the roots kind of grow around it and strengthen it again.
yeah, and I'm gonna run at it and beat it with a stick.
All right. It's again 15 feet up.
I mean, how long is my quarterstaff? This is a good
How are
question.
you?
So you're 10. Here's the trickiness of D&D. You're between 8 and 9 feet tall, but you're still classified as medium, so that you're not penalized by being large. And yeah, so your reach doesn't actually extend too much.
Oh, you mean like those centaurs that are really tall?
Right.
Then if it's 15 feet up, there's nothing on the ground I can hit.
Of course, that's
No,
not
there's the creatures, the liquid creatures.
The
Oh,
blotlings.
then I'm absolutely gonna run after those and beat them with a stick.
Okay, which one?
I don't know. Is there one that looks like it's on?
There's
death's
one
door?
there's one that's just frail and
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hold on, I need to look up which Shillelagh allows my weapon thing to be.
it's like a D6 or something.
And magical.
Or D8.
Yeah, it says D8.
One of the two.
Cool. It's great. It's great. I love beating things to death with a giant stick. All right,
Softly carry a big stick.
that's 7 damage. Well, I rolled damage first, of course. Yeah.
Gotta hit
Oh,
first.
I know I
I
hit.
don't
I'm
think
not
that's gonna
fucking with
hit.
that.
I don't think that's gonna hit. That's
What'd
a
you-
9.
A 9? No. It just kind of twists and
9.
easily dodges that attack.
9.
No, we're not that stream.
No, but you said no, it doesn't hit. So 9.
So one of them races around and tries to tie up with you. They're going to try to actually engulf you, Matthias.
Oh, that's cool.
Damn, how big are these things?
It's stretching out to wrap around them,
Oh.
Good.
but it's not able to connect with you. It kind of tries to stretch itself out and engulf you, and you're able to kind of knock it away and keep yourself safe.
Its eyes are bigger than its mouth.
Tap comes around the corner. Fairy flies help illuminate the area, and all of the creatures, including the hobgoblins, stop and stare.
Tap comes around the
Oh.
corner, looks at everything.
Wonderful.
Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'll
That's
say
a hard
Why?
pass. Hard pass.
Wait, why were they staring?
Hard pass.
The fairy
Can
flies.
Tap,
Oh,
can
you have
Tap
the-
motion for them to get under that turtle shell he's carrying?
You can.
I shall motion to them.
And they kind of just hover and float around.
Tell them.
Stinking fairies. All right.
Did you tell them or just motion?
Tap. Well, I suppose I can talk to them as well. Get under the shell, you light.
What language do you use?
Oh, that is a very good question.
Thanks.
I shall use Echoshin.
And then they kind of spin around real quick and then dart underneath the shield.
Nice.
Just in time to not be seen.
What language?
No, everything's staring at you guys.
All right, Tap stays well behind the group. Perhaps 100 feet if you can.
You don't have no space for that. You got 35 feet.
Oh, great! I shall be 34 feet and 11 inches behind the group. Yeah, they've seen our cargo,
Yeah.
and I shall shoot at the goblin with my longbow.
All right.
That is a miss. 8 to
All right.
hit.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, the arrow flies and fails. And then Valerie.
Who turned out the lights?
Is there any room for Tatsu to get in, cause some damage?
To one of the inky creatures or the hobgoblin above?
Inky.
Yeah.
All right. Tatsu's going to come in with the assist.
All right.
Oh, I actually rolled something. 16?
16's a hit.
Ooh. You catch him with that crouching medium. Oh shit, for 13. He's got that footsie game on lock.
All right, so it kind of rushes forward, and then you said it kicks it?
Yeah, like it bends down and sweeps.
All right, it sweeps, and then as soon as it crashes to the ground, instinctively you watch as Tatsu's tail grows, extend, reaches around, and then plunges itself into the creature and rips it apart, and it's just and it's
yeah,
gone. Yeah. And then it looks at you, and it you can feel like its intensity.
Oh man.
The third of these inky creatures kind of like shifts around, and it doesn't know what to do about Tatsu, so it kind of like slams itself into the wall and then races along the side of the wall on its way to Tat, but can't make it there in time.
Was it in range of Tatsu?
No.
Mm.
Arthur.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something to drink.
Arthur is going to direct this breath attack at the goblin. Hopefully, can I do this without hitting anybody else?
You're underneath Val, so you might want to move first. And if
please-
you move, you'll provoke an opportunity attack
from
one of the creatures that's next to him.
The creatures are coming after the fairies.
okay, can I hit the thingies without hitting Val?
Yeah.
I'll unleash another frost attack.
All right.
Not so good for the big dice. That's 4 damage.
4? All right. Did you have to get a save or anything? What was the save again?
DC 14 dex.
All right. A 1 pass, 1 fail. So. All right. So, yeah, you unleash your Dragon's Breath one more time, and there's this frigidness that kind of fills the area, and everyone can kind of feel how much colder it's getting. The one creature, again, you feel like it doesn't seem too affected by your magic. The other one is affected by your magic, but was able to successfully get out of the way enough. And then once it's hit, it turns to you, and you watch as it kind of starts to boil, and then it bursts into flames. For the rest of you, you watch as the creature kind of pulses and just stares at him. But Arthur watches as it bursts into flames, ready to engulf the scarecrow alive.
You hear a voice from the back as Tap yells, "Magic doesn't seem to be working too well. Hit him with a stick."
New round, Mabel.
Can I go to the one that's going after Tap? Can I get to it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna run towards it and get it with my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
So
Stick a pin in it.
14.
14 is a crit.
What?
Really? Oh,
What?
because the light bitches.
Oh.
That's why I did it. All right.
Oh shit, cast light on Tatsu.
Tatsu is light.
Then he should have crit.
Frankie, you
Nice
didn't
Dragon's Breath on your
you notice that I gave it a free
That's
death
so good.
attack?
Nice.
That's really good. Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot too, because... Oh, wait, does that do... Hang on, let me check. Because I have charges, so I just want to check if that increases my damage or not. It does! Fuck yeah! All right, I rolled really well. So 15 plus
Yeah, that
4,
thing's
so
dead.
19 plus 5, so that's 24.
Damn.
All right, so yeah, you rush forward, and Mabel kind of like stands in front of it, and it doesn't seem deterred at all. It's still racing towards Tap, and then Mabel just like plunges her sword forward, or rapier forward. It pierces deep, and she takes it to the hilt, and then you watch as it kind of bubbles and explodes, and there's only a small taste of it left. and it's kind of bubbling and fading from this world, but it's still there.
And then I'm gonna give inspiration to tap. Protect those things, man.
Yep.
Protect the
Better
fireflies.
believe it.
The hobgoblin races and lines itself over Mabel now,
Shit.
and then a whole bunch of that inky substance like explodes and starts to wrap itself around you. Give me a dex save.
Okay. Dex save. Okay. Oops, I didn't know this one. Ooh, good. 21.
It finds itself unable to find a way around your rapier as you kind of instinctively go like, wave it in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're able to kind of roll back a little bit and dodges the inky substance, hits the ground, just, and then it balls itself up into like this kind of thick, like almost like a net, and it retracts back into the hobgoblin. It was trying to ensnare you and take you. And then it's Larrick's turn.
Oh boy. And the hobgoblin's still that far up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
God, the only freaking spell I have that can reach him is sleep, and I'm not casting sleep on this thing.
Can you throw your axes?
I mean, I tried throwing a javelin, didn't hit it, so I'm going to try something.
Cool. Go for it.
I want to cast dancing lights between the ceiling and the hobgoblin.
All right.
Ooh.
Nice.
See if
All
that
right.
does anything.
Yep. So you kind of like, what does it look like when you cast again?
I just like wave my hand in the air for dancing lights.
Yeah. And then you watch as these lights start to kind of like slowly pulse and glow and then lovingly spread themselves across the ceiling. And you watch as the inky tendrils that were holding the hobgoblin up retract and kind of start to pull themselves back into the wounds. And he just crashes into the ground for...
Dry motherfucker.
Yeah, he kind of just crashes and you hear like a crack. And
All right,
he
dog
kinda pulls
pile.
himself up.
I'm going for the pin.
Bitch.
He kind of, and it's Matthias.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to that hobgoblin that's on the floor
Mm-hmm.
because he's spooky. And I'm gonna try and hit him with my stick.
All right.
Let's do this. Let's see if I can hit him. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That is a 18 to hit.
All right. So yeah, you crack him in the back of the head. You had advantage, so you can roll again. If
I
you
had
want.
advantage?
Yep.
Yeah,
Shit.
he's on the ground.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
shit. No, it's exactly the same number.
All right.
All
right.
right.
Manifest
What's a
destiny.
shot for a crit?
Yeah. All right, roll damage. Oh boy. Ooh.
Math.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. All right. So you crack him in the back of the head, and he's and he's still up, but he screams when you do that. One of those twisted creatures, kind of like it's pretty frail. There's not much left of it, but it basically like flips its arms, what would be its arms a little bit, and then you watch as it stretches out way farther than you were expecting, and it attempts to pierce you, Matthias, from where it's standing, even though it's not necessarily next to you.
Come at me.
What's your AC?
12.
No, it you duck it and it impales itself into the wall next to you. After that is tap.
Wait, you skip me?
Tap.
I don't think so. You're next.
Oh, never
Oh, yeah,
mind.
you're after me.
I thought it was for a tap.
No.
No, you guys both have
Yeah, my
5.
bad.
No, Tap has 6.
Oh, Tap has
That's
6.
right. Yeah, my bad. Oh man, I could be wearing leather armor or light armor. Shit.
All right, I shall reload my longbow and attack the. There are 2 nightmare creatures left.
Yep.
I shall attack the healthier of the 2.
All right.
23 to hit.
That's a hit.
And I get sneak attack because they're in
Yep.
melee, right? Okay, cool. That is D8 plus a D6. 8 plus 3, 11 damage.
All right. So you connect with something deep within inside of its inky substance, and it flies, hits the wall behind it about 100 feet away. The rest of the substance just splatters. It's gone.
See what I tell you? Hit it with sticks.
Val.
Are pretty great.
Val's going to walk up to the hobgoblin, and is its hair? Does it have hair?
Yeah, it has hair.
All right. Is it inky and all that weird shit?
No.
Or all right. Val.
He doesn't have
grabs
the greaser look.
Val grabs it by the head and pulls its face up.
All right.
How'd that plan work out for you? You're gonna die here. And then Tattoo's gonna come in from the air
Yeah.
and like rake its back.
All right.
Ooh, spicy. 16.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, you can't. Tattoo attacks, but can't get through the armor. The last of the inky creatures is going to attack. Oh, it's going to attack Mabel because she's in his way. But it cannot connect. You're able to duck that really fast. And then Arthur.
Can I position myself so that the cone does not hit any other member of the party?
No, it's pretty mixed in here now.
Can you just aim it at the ceiling?
I mean,
There's no one on the ceiling anymore.
Oh, they're not in the ceiling anymore. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the two.
splat.
The goblin that Val is holding and the one trying to hit you now. I pick up a rock and I try to hit one. Preferably the goblin. I don't want to go near the flaming thing.
What are you trying to do?
Can my character please pick up a rock or a root or a branch or something to hit the goblin that Val is holding?
There's no branches or rocks down here, no.
You know what? I'm just going to try and give the next person. I'm going to aid. I would like to aid whoever attacks next, like try to distract the hobgoblin.
Nice.
Okay, so that would be Mabel.
Okay. So you're trying with the hobgoblin. So I guess can I get to hobgoblin 2 now?
Yeah, I'm going to just do a minor illusion.
Or wait, no, there's the one above me, right?
There's one, yeah, kind of towering over you. So
All right.
you
Yeah.
can, yeah.
I'm going for that one,
All right.
so I don't get opportunity to do this one. Natural 20, bitches.
Yeah.
So is that like a double crit?
No, it's just a crit.
We hear you like crits, so we put a crit in your crit.
So you can crit with
All
a crit.
right.
For crit.
So that's 14 damage.
All right. So, yeah, you plunge your sword one more time, and you watch as the light kind of seems to fill the inky substance, and it causes it to explode. But when it explodes, it almost evaporates as it splatters, so it doesn't actually hit anyone. And you were able to do that in part because Arthur was trying to like focus the flame and almost send like kind of terrifying like small bursts as he was almost trying to like fan it a bit so it wouldn't hit anybody, but still would keep it on stills while it was focusing on trying to avoid that. Not sure if Arthur was crazy enough to hit everybody with it. It left you wide open.
Mabel, were you singing Dance into the Light?
Could you?
What is this song?
It's a Phil Collins song.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
This stream is sponsored by Phil Collins.
I wish.
Oh,
Come to us.
Phil Collins is secretly a huge D&D fan.
Oh my.
So no
would
one's-
die.
No one's been hit, have they? Or wait, someone has.
After that is the
That's right.
Hobgoblin.
Oh shit! He's probably come at me foul.
The Hobgoblin screams, and you watch as his back rips open, and it looks like it actually hurts him. But all of you are being attacked by inky tendrils that rip out of its skin.
God. Everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, get that hellish rebuke real quick.
It manages to hit
shield in
Arthur,
case he can't
and it
get out of the
manages
way.
to hit
Yeah.
Val.
Say what?
It hit Arthur and Val
All right.
Okay.
for 14 damage each.
Dang.
The tendrils just explode and impale you, but it looks like it did actually hurt him. He looks like he suffered for that attack.
Damn.
Cool.
Hey, when the Hobgoblin hit me the first time, I actually don't remember the damage.
I think it was like
I don't know, man.
5.
Oh, it's 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm at 15 then.
Another good thing. I've lost
All
my.
right, I cast hellish rebuke on it.
All right. Are you
So-
next to it? Yeah, you are.
Well, it's 60 feet
Yeah.
anyway.
I know, but I don't know if there's anyone in your way, but you walked up to it, so.
Yeah.
He's holding him.
Casting at first level.
Yep.
So it's got to make a DC 15 deck save.
Yeah, disadvantage. Failed.
For 10 damage. Fire.
All right. So yeah, the moment that you're hit, you turn around and almost by pure instinct, you let loose another hellish rebuke, and that searing light kind of bursts forth from your hand, and you watch as you burn away any of the inky type substance on the creature as this kind of explosion rips open the rest of his back, and he's dead.
Yeah, I do the fucking Napa thing. It's like, bitch.
Very good.
Great. For a second there, I was thinking auto parts.
And that's that. The
So-
fairy flies start to come out from behind the shield and fill the area with light.
Val, fancy seeing you here.
Hey, you guys came.
Of
Where-
course.
Well,
This
we
place
didn't have
is hell.
anything better to do.
I'm gonna try getting the attention of the bearkin. Ask him, hey, can you help me look for tracks? There should be another hobgoblin.
Yeah,
This is true.
Sure. Yes. I'll help you look for
No, you
tracks.
guys keep having your reunion. I just want to do this while that's going on.
Are you okay, Val?
I'm gonna put my
I got
hand
beat up
on
a little
Val's
bit.
shoulder
Okay.
and be like, "You need to improve your attitude a little."
So,
I'm
victim
your
blaming.
books is doing
gonna cast Cure Wounds on Val.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, do I get to keep that bardic inspiration die? I don't know
You
that.
get to have it for 10 minutes.
Let's hurry up and find that.
Okay, so you get 12 HP back, Val.
Hell yeah.
Dada, how are you on
Making my
HP?
way back.
You know what? Since converting to gnome, I'm doing a lot better. I now have 22 hit points.
Oh boy.
So you need to be healed. That's what you're saying.
Probably.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds on you.
You know what? Don't.
Don't?
No, I've got my own healing.
Okay. Try to help out a fella.
Any
No, I appreciate it, but we're going to need you to be able to hit these things hard, and a lot of your magic is also tied to them.
Arthur rubs a bit of straw on his arms.
Yeah, I pull out a needle and start sewing up the.
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that. You start stuffing yourself with more straw.
Wait, where did you find that needle in the haystack?
Keep it under my hat. So I got a 17 to look for tracks.
Mm-hmm. There are no tracks.
Dang.
I don't
Hmm.
think they liked the light. We should keep light.
I am going to walk over by Matt, who is looking for tracks too, and bring the fairy lights close to him to help him look.
All right, so that's advantage.
All right, I'll do that then, I guess. Okay, well, my first roll was a 19, so at this point, okay. What roll would this be?
Survival.
Survival.
That's going to be a 23.
With a 23, you can deduce that there are no tracks here, which would mean like you feel very secure in saying there. It's not like you can't find them. There are no tracks. They might have come in from different ways.
Yeah.
When you say there are no tracks, there even are tracks, or just
there's your tracks. You can find yourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tracks
it's
can
like
be
we're
made
walking.
down here.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. I guess we better. I mean, we have to start looking. There's nothing else we can do.
Can anyone check the
Would I be able to sense nightmares?
If you can, you don't.
Okay.
Could be aberrations, right? Detective can detect aberrations.
Do we want to find them or do we want to get out?
The fairy flies immediately respond. They kind of like float up and they start to spin around and they go around Mabel and there's like.
Yeah, see, they want to help us get out, I see.
Yeah,
and you
they,
can see
they also
Mabel start
wanted
to
help
float
Val come down
and
here.
lights start to form around Mabel and
Oh, God.
I yank Mabel out from under them.
there's an explosion of light, but Mabel's not there, and the fairy flies kind of stop and they go like,
Why are we
Okay,
not going?
that's great because I was concerned that we'd only get half of Michael.
No teleportation accidents, please.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we should probably get that last hobgoblin.
We probably should get that last hobgoblin.
And we just
We lost our Mabel. What the hell?
What?
All
I'm
right.
right here.
you turn around, she's right there, Tap's holding her.
Oh God!
Oh. All right. Tap is going to deliver a slightly stern lecture to these fairies in Echo Shin.
What?
Those things were clearly trying to attack the roots of the trees and escape. They're here for a reason. We need to find the other one.
Yep. Let's continue having the stern lecture on the way. Meanwhile, I'm going to tell a story about a blue goat and a bell.
What?
Oh, a bell?
Yes.
Tap feels inspired.
That is exactly the point. It's about a mother goat trying to find a bell for her kid so she can find him on that.
Isn't that based on short rest? Because you've already done one.
We had a long rest.
That's right.
In the
Oh, that's right.
forest,
Yeah, we had the
so
benefits of the
finally
long
wore
rest.
off, so I'm putting up a new one by telling a story while we look. If we get 10 minutes of this during travel,
Okay.
sure. If we find him before 10 minutes,
Yeah.
we don't get it anymore.
Sure.
Then it ends on a cliffhanger.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, no,
Oh.
she gets the bell.
All right, so
I wrap it up nicely. I cut it off like there's like an extra 20 minutes or so, but like I'm cutting off all the key points. We can get it into the 10-minute block.
Yeah.
all right, so Tap just ends his lecture on the fairies with, we're gonna go looking for them. Will you stay with us?
We will keep you safe.
They kind of float around.
Do the fairies enjoy the story?
As you traverse, they seem to kind of hover around you as you tell the story.
Okay, so the fairies are following us.
Minor
Oh, yeah.
illusion all the way. Like
Okay.
here's a little picture of the two goats on the mountain. Here's the goat falling into a dye vat.
Mm-hmm. And there's
while we walk, I'm looking around. to make
There's a stark contrast between the very happy-go-lucky fairy tale that Arthur is sharing with you and the dark, twisted, maligned walls and floors and ceiling of the Underwood. As you travel, the tunnels kind of dip low, they come high, they stretch, sometimes they shrink and you're on your hands and knees trying to navigate. But the whole way, for those that have heard of the Underwood before, you weren't sure what it would be like down here. Maybe it would be all on fire, maybe there'd be tons of torture. What it feels like is the absence of warmth. It feels like as you travel through there, you're not sure how much time you spent down here. Even though these stories of Arthur's tend to take a couple minutes, you're not sure how long you've been down here. You would not be surprised to find that you had aged considerably. If you take a moment to look, you seem fine, but you cannot keep track of time here. By the end of the story, you've all gained the inspiration, but as he turns around and gives you the last illusion, that illusion, it seems old. It has a little bit of the color drained from it, and even the illusion itself, I don't know what the last image is, but like if it's of a person, that person is tired and weary. What's up?
The last image would be of the blue goat on top of the mountain with her kid and the bell.
Yep.
It's not so blue anymore. It's
the
kind
bell
of
is weathered and cracked. It's old. It's not long for this world. The little girl has aged considerably, and she looks as if her bones are tired. And the goat has a long kind of goat's goatee, but its hooves look cracked and weathered, and the fur looks dry and sparse. And it's not at all what you imagined. It's not what you're trying to put together, but time has been stolen from this. And all of you have similar attributes.
I am gradually regretting my decision.
Yeah.
I've got a moss beard.
Yep. But some of the straw has fallen out of Arthur. There's weathered cracks in Tap's shell, and his skin seems a bit more wrinkly. Larix, the bark is kind of a little more tough and splintered. Matthias, your fur is a little more old and kind of grayed out. Mabel is kind of slowing down in her pace a little bit. Maybe she's starting to develop some sort of back problem. The only one that does not seem affected is Val. Val has a spring in her step.
Nice.
And she's just chugging along.
Hell yeah. Making my way back.
Damn humans.
Oh, really?
I am feeling very nervous about our extended stay down here.
I'm going to try grabbing onto Val and have her carry me at this point.
Do you carry him?
Yeah.
I like how you want
On my shoulder.
All right. Yeah, so you gotta. Yeah.
Yeah,
Carrying that
after
strawman
10 minutes, Tap is gonna.
Well, you don't know
feel
what's in 10
very
minutes.
nervous.
After enough to get
after the story ends, yeah. Tap's gonna turn to the group and just see this devastation the last 10 minutes has wrought on everybody, and maybe we should check in with the Guardian.
We might not be able to get back.
Our fairies are still following us.
Well, I meant back here.
How are they feeling? How are the fairy flies feeling? They're fine.
Maybe we're not making enough noise. Maybe we could attract the attention of the.
Oh,
Minor illusion
music.
also does noise. I'm just gonna have it like two pots banging. King, ting,
No,
ting,
oh no,
ting.
don't do that. That's not good sound.
All right, I'm feeling very nervous here. We can always ask her to send us down again, or at least try to convince her to.
Right.
But something's up.
She might not send us back down.
Yeah.
Could I make an insight check
Sure.
to try to suss out how much danger we're in?
Sure.
We're fine.
We're in a bit.
Nat 1.
That
Oh,
We're gonna live forever.
one. There's no telling. You don't have anything based on it. Yeah.
All right, Tap votes to head back. What do you all think?
I am okay with that.
I think we should stay.
We need to defeat this other hobgoblin as soon as we can.
But we don't know when we're going to find it, and we might age a lot more.
When
Well,
we
let's
were
get
sent
like-
down, she sent us down right on top of that hobgoblin. It's almost as if she knew where it was,
or it was luck.
or it was luck.
Val will yell out, like in frustration, like trying to the best way to phrase this.
Fuck you.
Screw all y'all.
Come on out, you rubber-faced piece of crap!
Rubber faced.
You're not even You weren't even good enough to become the king or whatever your people call your head monster.
I have that right.
Is Arthur like magic shouting everything Val is saying?
Yes, I am minor illusioning, like chanting this. Like it's a small like rabble just yeah, come out.
Now, Raven, you said you were looking around, right?
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
double check.
It's been fairly monotonous up until about now. Up ahead, just on the cusp of the edge of your light, you can see where there should be a wall. There is a wall, but there seems to be gaps in the wall with twisted bark stretching up.
Quick investigation check to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and check it out.
Guidance.
Well, you don't have. Remember, guys, your passive skills are good enough if you're not under any stress.
Yeah, by wisdom isn't mine.
Oh yeah, my passive is.
It's an intelligence, which I do have positive with. I just wouldn't have noticed it with perception. So if Larix had mentioned it.
Passive 11.
You said investigation?
Yeah, that's what Raven's using. What's your passive investigation?
Okay. Yeah, I'll help him with 16 passive.
I'm gonna guidance, just because boost.
Yeah, I mean, my perception's 13, so.
Well, you perceived it fine. If you're trying to investigate.
Oh, investigate. Yeah, sorry. And my roll was a 11.
It doesn't take more than a 10 to. It looks like it might be some sort of like cell.
And it was open?
No. There's tree.
So like we can kind of see through the bars of it almost.
All right.
And
can I see anyone in there?
As you start to approach, you hear like kind of heavy breathing, and then a moment passes, and you hear.
Tap immediately motions to the fairies to get under the shell, if possible.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, they fly underneath, but you hear like heavy breathing, and then there's a brief pause, and then you hear, Grandmother, you
yes,
came.
dearie.
I'm insulted.
Hello.
And then you watch as these two most monstrous, cracked and torn and weathered, massive paws come out and grab the bars. You don't see anything else. You just hear, Grandmother, let me out.
We
I
can
knew you'd come. Who are you?
We
Minor illusion of just a giant bear head in like a bonnet.
Oh, don't what?
Oh.
Yeah,
All I see are the bear paws.
Yeah, it's dark inside there.
An old woman's voice.
I'm standing in front of him.
Is there like a lock or something?
No, it's just twisted like roots that have stretched out every which way.
Tap will just shout back, we're a group of adventurers, not your grandmother.
Where's Grandmother?
Right here.
We don't know who that is. Who are you?
And then like this like thick muzzle kind of like pushes itself through, and it looks monstrous. The nose is dark and almost looks like it's obsidian, and the fur is sharp and ragged. It looks like it could cut you if it brushed against you. And the mouth kind of like breathes once, and then it says, I was Constable Paddington.
Oh!
And it starts
Paddington?
to try
Is
to
that you?
rip open. And he's like, you don't sound like Grandmother.
No, we are not the grandmother.
Why?
Dispel the
We
illusion.
can help you.
And then you hear like a little bit of a sorrow. He's like, why aren't you Grandmother?
I don't know.
We are here to kill
Are you-
Hobgoblins.
Because I'm a tree.
Are you the other one?
Who is
Other
this?
one.
Probably not.
Do you want us to?
Tell you what, we're trying to hunt hobgoblins. You want to help us?
That's what I was doing.
Cool.
You can help us.
Yeah. I want to make an insight check. Is this guy safe? He seems a little.
You don't have to roll, man. He doesn't sound safe at all.
Yes. So I mean, this is a good time to bring up that Tap would remember Paddington.
Yes, Tap knows who this is. This is
Yeah.
But he says
he hasn't
was
seen
Constable
him.
Paddington.
Tap wouldn't have seen him in over 20 years, but he'd recognize him.
Yeah.
Are you
This-
okay?
This is Constable Paddington. He disappeared from the village. He was gone from the village.
Are you okay?
So you know this monster.
He guarded the
You can
village.
feel like you see like at this point he's able to bend the bars, which he wasn't able to before.
Oh, you are really strong.
And then they kind of strengthen back, and he loses his grip.
Oh, do you? Are you hurt?
I'm always hurt.
Do you need me to heal you?
I need out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Can I investigate?
Yeah,
the
that
bars
sounds
to see
like a
if I can
plan.
open it?
You don't have to investigate. I mean, it looks like it's wood that has grown and stretched to form bars.
Well then.
Anyone got an axe? Look over at Lyrics.
You should step back.
I pull out the axe out of my side
Huh? What?
and start
Katsu
to
gets in
chop.
front of me, just in case
I start to chop the wood.
things get spicy.
Okay.
Well, it's
You guys, this guy was the guard of my hometown.
he looks kind of salty right now. Maybe he's not.
Well, he was all he hasn't changed that much.
He's down here, and it's a bad place. So
What is he doing here?
I don't know.
What are you
That
doing
is an
here?
extremely good question. For that matter, what are we doing here?
Hunting hobgoblins.
We
Kind
came
of.
for Val.
We're
Sounds like
trying
he was
to
doing the same
improve
thing.
Bell.
Yes. Helping hobgoblins.
No, not helping hobgoblins.
Stopping.
Stopping hobgoblins. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Helping, stopping, it's all good. Let's just get him out.
Yeah, get him out. You should step
Okay.
back so he don't get hurt.
Are those axes doing anything against
Is
the?
he swing? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Are you swinging at him?
Oh yeah.
All right. So every time you chop, they start to regenerate immediately.
Can we
Could-
burn them?
I could bring out the fireworks. Yeah.
We have fireworks, and I can do a precision fire with firebolt, so I'm not igniting the whole area.
I'm gonna back up.
Fireworks.
Do you want to try fireballs first before I use my heavy duty stuff?
Yeah, let's try the light touch first.
Yeah.
Paddington, stand back.
Festival. I miss the festival. And then he kind of pulls back.
I'm gonna cast firebolt at the bottom of the roots.
Anybody
Alright.
got some oil?
How much damage?
Light touch. Light touch.
Damage?
Oh, I will do 2 damage.
Roll to hit the stationary bars.
Yeah, I don't have to roll, just damage. But yeah,
2
you're
damage.
able to let loose like a fireball, just crashes into it, and it scars it up a little bit, but you're not convinced that your firebolt's going to get through it.
Nothing's igniting though.
This
No.
calls for a job. This is a job for Scorching Ray.
All right, let's up the ante a little bit.
All right, so I'm letting loose the Scorching Rays.
If the fairies have
Tap
come
off,
out, Arthur's
stand
gonna
back.
go start playing
Can't-
with them.
What? Hold on, wait. What did you say, Data?
Since I only have like 2nd level spells for fire damage, I'm gonna play with the fairy flies if they're out. Just more minor illusion.
They're hiding under the shield.
As they should be.
Good job.
17 damage with Scorching Ray.
Yep, you blow
On
open
the
a small hole, and it doesn't regenerate.
All right.
All right.
What kind of damage is Scorching Ray? Is that just
Fire.
fire?
Fire.
Almost.
Small hole.
No, about.
Okay.
3 feet.
I'll take 2 more rounds and cast 2 more firebolts.
What's up, Data?
Again, guys, if I do Dragon's Breath fire, it's
You'll hurt him.
Yeah.
I can step back. And
I
like,
don't know how big the cell is.
Well, you could. I think he's saying that he could get at the end of the cone.
Let's keep it the light touch.
We don't need that, I don't think, right now.
okay, sure. I mean, we only have so many spell slots, and if we try to rest, we might never wake up.
All right, 1 firebolt, 3 damage.
Firebolt's a cantrip.
Does
so-
nothing. It's just.
Does nothing.
I think we might need data. The light touch didn't work.
All right, Arthur.
All right, Paddington, how far away from the bars can you get?
And then you hear him kind of retreat into the cell.
How wide is this tunnel?
All right, let loose.
All right, Pedro?
Yeah.
I and Arthur would like to angle it so it's just like probably maybe a foot into the cell at most, skimming it.
Yep.
Like getting the bars,
Sure,
but
sure.
as little into. Okay.
Yeah, you take a step back. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm also doing a sorcerer point to double the duration, just in case we need the extra
Yeah.
going. So let me mark this off. Good. Okay. So let's just start rolling damage. And until, like, I'm probably just going to roll it. So first time I do 12. The second one is 10. I got to do 20 of these. 8. 12.
And that's enough. It's. Yeah, you watch as the bars finally break apart, and there's enough room, and you can hear him. And they say, "Okay, stop."
I close my mouth. Just kind of.
That's the Paddington I remember.
I'm not ending the effect. I'm just stopping the burst.
And then you watch as he slowly makes his way out, and this. What you remember, Tap, of Paddington? There's not a lot left. He looks kind of withered. His fur is kind of faded into like a. You know, when bear can age, they can either take on like a healthy gray or a beautiful white. In rare cases, he looks like fallen ash. Like his fur, it's the color of fallen ash, and it's barbed. It looks dangerous. He kind of comes out, and his back feels twisted. As you look upon him, he kind of is breathing very heavily. His arms, like they look mangled. And he kind of brings himself to his full height. And he says, who are all of you? And where's grandmother?
He's Tap.
Tap, don't you remember me? I know it's been a couple of decades, but...
And it kind of like squints at you a little bit, and he goes, Tap.
Right in one.
Tap. Yes, Where's Kellett?
That is a very good question, which we also hope to
We
answer.
are looking for him.
We're looking for Kellett. He's
As far as we
disappeared.
know, he's not here.
Years, centuries ago, I was looking for hobgoblins
Centuries?
to protect, to save Kellett.
I'm leaning over towards Tap and trying to bring this as low as possible. Maybe we should go back for a couple of minutes.
We need to find the others. They protect Kellett. Grandmother.
others?
Can we
Long
send
ago,
him, can we send him
travelers
back
came. What?
to-
Hold on, wait. Sorry, what's going on?
I was gonna say, can we send him back to Israel?
Not unaccompanied.
I don't.
I think if we're sending one person back, maybe
we have to all go back. Okay, yeah, we.
Can I heal you to help, maybe?
Don't want anyone's touch.
I think he needs food.
I don't need your food.
Killing word you. I don't touch you if you don't want.
Did you see anyone pass by before us?
There's no one here anymore.
I would beg to differ, but maybe it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah. I need to find the others. Long ago, travelers came to our village. Our village. And he looks at Tap. Our village. They came. They protect Kellet. Drive the hobgoblins out of the forest. Keep us safe. They must be ahead.
I don't know anything about any travelers, but the village is gone.
5 of them. No.
Yeah, Arthur's hiding behind the next biggest person between him and Patters.
The village is gone, but the people are not there, so it is. I think they got away.
We didn't see any people.
Well, yeah,
and
we found.
we know Kellet escaped.
Grove. They're in the grove then.
The grove?
The travelers
Now
must
what-
have taken them to the grove.
Cool.
Far east. Take
So
them to
let's
the
find
grove.
this hobgoblin down here and then go to the grove.
Take them to the grove and then drive out. Drive out the hobgoblins.
There, whatever. Okay, sir. I don't mean to be a rain on your parade, or
What parade?
A single rain.
whatever you think these travelers did. They're hobgoblins. Like if they drove them out, they're still there,
Or they came back.
or they came
Some
back.
of them.
Like,
Hobgoblins killed grandmother.
well, we don't know that.
Hobgoblins killed your
Sorry for your
grandmother?
loss.
If there are hobgoblins, the travelers failed. They are dead.
I'm sorry.
We have to leave here.
Out of game, man. This is heartbreaking.
I know.
Yes, it is.
This is fucked up, man.
We have to go now.
Well, we have
we
tracked
can't go
down
yet.
another hobgoblin who's here in the Underwood.
No.
The hobgoblins were trying to get in here.
They wanted to kill the forest.
Hobgoblins.
They had weird, like, shadowy stuff.
Tell you what, we can explain on the way.
Paddington, they've brought Kulufel.
No.
I have a question.
They've been possessed.
Paddington is large for a bearkin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Arthur is walking down and just saying, like, listen, we can explain along the way.
If they brought the Kulufel, they'll corrupt the heart of the forest.
They can be killed.
And that is why we're here, hunting them.
If they kill the heart, they kill the forest. The forest turns into something much darker. We'll hunt down and eviscerate everything. The ancient spirits weren't meant to die.
Data.
Why do you have Scarecrow?
These are all extremely
I think
good
that might be a
questions.
mask, but I want to respect.
He kind of marches forward, but take the mask off. No lies. No lies in the Underwood.
Seriously, not a mask.
All darkness corrupts the heart of the forest. Take it off. And then, like, he kind of reaches his hand forward, and his hand starts to grow and twist into, like, almost like this, like, thick, rocky, furry substance. He's like, take it off, or I will.
Wait, no, don't.
That's
don't
my
do
head.
that.
Don't.
He is
And then
not
he
bad.
swirls back to Valerie.
I thought it was a mask, man. I'm sorry.
Oh,
He must just
We
be
just
really
said-
old.
and the hand kind of retracts. Well, never mind then.
He's a little new to the group.
It's okay.
But
Wouldn't
he
want to
helped
lose your
us.
head.
We're all learning a little bit about him, moment by moment.
Actually, on a side note, I don't even know if it's my head or not. I mean, it expresses my face it actually, the bag folds to form expressions. So I'm just assuming, but I don't want to test, is it my head?
Yeah. And then he kind of leans down a little bit, and you can hear his bones crack, almost like he's trying to reshape his back. And then once the bones and the stones stop grinding, he says, "The travelers died to protect us. Will you die too?"
I hope
I don't plan on dying.
And his mouth twists into a corrupted yet almost energetic smile, and he says, "That is right. Let us go."
Alright.
And then he takes 2 steps forward ahead of everybody.
I look over at Evie.
He takes 2 steps forward,
Yeah.
and then
2 steps back.
And then
Right.
the lever's down at the end of the tunnel, so he's away from everybody else.
Okay.
Or did he take 2 steps past me?
He took 2 steps in the narrative forward.
Okay. So he's in my direction.
Tap follows.
And he says, I can feel the heart. He sniffs twice and then says, "I can feel the heart."
How?
And
The
he turns-
the hobgoblins were heading to the heart. If we go toward there, we may find them.
Yes.
Save the heart. And then he he drops to all fours and almost seems to twist and grow and almost feed into this new stance, and he starts to lumber forward.
I don't think
Uh,
you should probably.
I follow him.
Is this just him willing himself to keep moving, or is he's already being corrupted and falling apart?
Anyone that wants to can roll insight.
I'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
That's a no. That's a hard no.
I got a natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, I got 20 something.
Yeah. So
21.
Larix and
20.
Yeah, Larix tap Val. You don't know if he's corrupted or he just took a step further into corruption, but it's probably the latter. He allowed a bit more corruption into his heart, and he took a more feral stance, and then started lumbering forward.
No.
You need to talk to him.
Maybe if I sing a happy song, he would be better.
Yeah, I'll cast some guidance on you to make your words better. Maybe we'll sing some songs to make it approachable. And you're just going to say some things to, make sure he doesn't turn on us and he wanted to take my head.
You should think of happy things, Paddington. It's going to be okay.
Paddington, are you feeling all right?
I am Paddington.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he looks over to you and says, "I am angry."
Let's not get too angry.
Anyone have calm emotions?
I almost took calm emotions, and I
Let's just give Paddington some space. He's probably been down here for longer than he thinks.
I'm going to.
Yeah, it's been 20 years since Tap last saw him, so it's anywhere between then.
I'm
So
going.
Tap will just halt for a second and say, "Paddington, wait." This forest responds to anger. We have seen that. That's how Val ended up down here. If we're hunting this hobgoblin, it's not out of anger. It's out of necessity.
We want to save people.
Why do you bother me with this?
Because you're scary.
Because that seems to be the heart of the forest's story. It's not a story of anger. And if you drop off that narrative or that story, I don't know what'll happen. Are you going to be part? Are you going to be part of the Heart of the Forest story, or is this your own?
I am tired of stories. I am tired of fables. I am tired of lessons. I am tired of the games. I have seen into the heart of the world. If this is a book, then I'll rip the spine out. And he keeps walking forward.
Hardcore.
Well, that's a little more aggressive than I anticipated.
I'm gonna let Paddington overtake me. I'm with the group now.
I want to cast Detect Thoughts.
Sure.
And just read his surface thoughts. Right.
It's volcano punching.
What is that over there? Distraction, so he doesn't notice Mabel casting.
No, surface thoughts. It doesn't do. Oh, I see. Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm casting another
pretty open.
I can't hear all of you. Sorry. Let me go around. No, it's all right. Data, what'd you say?
I am casting a minor illusion. What's that over there? To make a distraction.
Oh.
So I can cast it, I guess.
Yeah. And so you're just kind of reading the surface thoughts?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. You peer into his mind, and just on the surface, what you can feel is conflicting thoughts, because at times the thoughts are, I need Hulkins, I need Kellett, and at other times you can feel the world manipulates, the world lies. But deep down below all of that, all you the pulsating thought, the thing that keeps kind of ripping past all of these, is this thought of, I was supposed to protect them, and they died. And you can feel like he's not talking about Hulkins, he's talking about something else. That he had decided that he was going to protect whatever had just come. And then as you kind of listen more and more, you can piece together that there were these, he keeps thinking about these travelers that had come to Hulkins and how he didn't want to welcome them at first. And now he realizes that for all the skills and all the qualities they thought they had, they weren't prepared for the Wispy Woods. They weren't prepared for what the forest had to offer. And it seems like at some point the forest took him, and he keeps remembering the moment where he felt like this was the moment that the forest was going to take the rest of them too. And it was just terror in his heart. And every time he thinks about that, he starts to breathe heavier, and you can feel his thoughts get darker because he knows that he failed them and they're dead.
Paddington?
And he stops one last time.
It's not your fault. It is not your fault.
And he turns around.
It is, you're going to help. And I know it seems really bad, but we're going to make it better. You can still help and make it better. You just can't be too angry. You have to find the good, and that will help.
Kind of slowly walks towards you. And as he does, you can feel like a kind of a pulsating feeling within the walls of the Underwood. You can feel everything kind of slowly kind of start to twist and quiver. And
they're stepping in just between Mabel, just getting closer between Mabel and Paddington.
Sure. All right, so you step in front of her, but he doesn't seem to care. He walks up to both of you, and he looks at you, and you can feel like the substance of existence itself kind of become malleable and shifting and he kind of like you can hear his back crack a little bit, and he takes his paw and he drives it straight into his own head, and there's like a as blood splatters, and he digs into his head and he rips out a portion of his own brain, and you can see like fragments of his skull hit the ground too. Everything around you twists, and you can feel almost like that inky substance that was there that you were battling. You almost feel like it's saturated the area, and almost like you can't tell where the ground begins, where the ground ends, and those nightmarish like inky substances begin. But he rips a part of his brain out, and he splatters on the ground. His head is caved in, and his eyes have gone mostly black now. And he says, "I can't trust you to stay out of my head. Can I?"
Cure wounds?
I am going to just hug the dude.
Who was he talking to when he said, "I can't trust you"?
Me?
Mabel.
Mabel.
Using his thoughts.
Cure wounds?
P.
Yeah. So you start to cure his wounds, and then Valerie hugs him.
Yeah, and I just give him a big, tight hug, like
A bear hug?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Would you classify this hug as a bear hug?
No, I like Paddington. I am so sorry that you were stuck here. I can't begin to imagine what it's been like for you. But you're free now. And after we wrap this job up, you're going to get out of here. And what you do after that is up to you. But you're not going to be stuck here forever. And it's okay. And I understand that everything is terrible right now, and you don't have to apologize for being upset.
He kind of pulls away from you, and he doesn't say anything. You're not sure how he took it. What's up, Data?
7 healing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you watch as like the wound kind of closes up a little bit, and he pulls himself away, and like you can still see like there's just a chunk of his skull missing, and it's obviously that should not be possible, but the way that like the Underwood is pulsating and saturated by that darkness, you're not sure what's happening now. And he looks at you and he says, "We'll see if any of us are free." And he turns around and starts walking down the tunnels.
All right.
We gotta get him home.
Yeah, and and just look at everyone else like, leave him alone.
Well, like, we're still going with him to the heart of the
We
forest.
are, but don't.
Can the fairy flies just take him back?
I don't think that'd be a good idea. I don't want him to be separated from the people who just met him.
Do I need to make a check to see if that substance that this area seems to be infused with is the same nightmare substance as the creatures?
What's your passive insight?
Passive insight is... That's passive perception?
No, passive insight is your insight skill. So it's like, what's your wisdom score?
Wisdom is a +2.
All right. Are you proficient?
But I'm proficient,
insight?
so it's a +4. Yeah.
There you go. So 14's your passive.
Okay.
No, it is.
All right.
Yeah, and you're not sure if it responded to what just happened or if it's getting worse in here, but the walls seem infused with that substance. And while this has been a terrifying experience for everybody involved, it's been especially provocative to Larix, because Larix, you don't know anymore if you're dream walking or not.
I want to try casting light on the wall where it's like black.
Yep. So you kind of extend your light, and it does kind of like make the wall feel a bit more solid and stable. And that's it. But that one section feels like stable and rocky. You can tap the side of it and feel Everything else feels subjective.
I'm staring at that one spot.
What's up, Data?
And
I'm just
Larix, that one spot in the wall, that is the waking world. You're sure of that. The rest of it, you're not sure what the hell's going on. That one spot is the waking world.
Yeah, weird.
The longer we stay down here, the weirder things get.
Yeah.
So Arthur's
However,
running to keep up with Paddington and just get this over with as quickly as possible.
All right.
Meanwhile,
Mabel, can you
feels
cast
terrible because
can you cast light on a creature?
we could have taken out one of them. We could have had one of them out before they got in. It could have been done. No, I decided like
I can't.
no, it's fine, Reggie.
I thought about that.
It is one of, honestly, as an aside, it's one of my favorite parts about doing stuff like podcasting and streaming is that people who have missed the game get to see what happened now. It's like Reggie, if he wanted to, can rewatch it. And I also like being able to revisit the games. Like that's really fun too. So
Yeah.
But so you were asking Mabel something, Tap?
You can cast light on a creature.
Yeah, I think.
I
can
wonder if
try.
Paddington would benefit from that.
I think I can try. But
Ask him first.
I think he'll get mad at me.
I wouldn't push it right now.
He's not corrupted by the nightmare. He's corrupted by the Underwood.
Is he though? Because the Underwood's turning into a nightmare. You hear echoing down the tunnel as Paddington and Arthur keep
I think you're
getting
all. I think you're all still walking. Yeah.
We're all together, yeah.
good.
Maybe-
Can we hustle? Maybe just like pick up the pace a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yes, this is definitely a
let's
land
do
of
that.
confusion.
Yeah. You guys can hustle if you want, but Paddington. Okay. You guys can hustle, but Paddington's not.
Okay.
He doesn't have
We'll
to,
stay with
or
him.
He's not
Alright.
hustling.
I'm taking up the rear.
All right. I'll stay near Paddington and I'll let him know. It's like I'll inform him what I can do and about Tatsu.
Mm-hmm. And he says, and
I don't want you to be surprised.
So he stops for a second and he says, "Are you the guardian of Rhalanas?"
No, not me.
This is getting Arthur's attention. He's turning around to look at Valerie now.
Yeah. How can you summon the light?
That is a great question, P. Actually, I was going to ask you after the
What?
I was going to actually ask you because I listened to the episode and hear about the Guardian and all that shit. It's like, where did I get the stone from?
Yeah. Can I history check the
It's up to you.
the dude? I have passive 15
History check for what?
for the guardian.
Yeah, so with a passive 15, you would know the Guardian of Rhalanas is this kind of a protector of the entire world. They're a gatekeeper, and they hold these. Whoever is the Guardian is something that gets passed down from person to person, generation to generation, if you will. And they usually wield this gauntlet that has these stones in them that allow them to control the 4 elder spirits, which are the elemental representations of the fundamentals of Rhalanas. And I guess that's about all you would know, right? Or are you asking for anything else?
Um.
The current guardian is named Zell, and it's not Val.
Yeah.
But would we know what happened at the celebration?
The recent one that would have happened at Gilcrest?
Yes.
Yeah, you would have known if you have like a history of like passive history of 12 or better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then you'd know. So, yeah, so we can talk more about your character. I don't know where you. It's like that's supposed to be like a twist, Frank.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, that to anyone who would have like a history or Yeah, a history of like 16 passive or higher.
I have 18.
There you go. So yeah, that's
Passive? Way to go.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got a plus 4 to it. I'm proficient.
I have
Yeah.
plus 5. Wait.
Wait, what?
How do you have plus 4 and have 16?
Or sorry. Well, it's 4 plus what is it?
Proficiency bonus.
Oh, you mean your intelligence is plus 4. Gotcha.
Yeah, so you probably
I was like
16.
Okay.
Sorry, no. My intelligence is 14.
Oh.
2 plus proficiency of 2
Okay.
is.
I was like, I have proficiency and I'm only plus 5, so.
Yeah.
If you have
I'm
expertise, it'd be 18.
I'm an expert
sorry,
at a couple of things, and I've got
Sorry,
regular
never mind.
passive for stuff, but
That is the
not
big plot
guardian.
twist.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
yeah, looking forward to this.
I was like, I am not the guardian. I'm afraid. To be honest, I don't even know where I got the stone. There's a gap in my memory.
He just turns around. That's why you haven't been corrupted. I thought it was because you were the guardian. Continues walking.
Yep, I walk with them.
Paddington, would you like to see the light?
No. Continues kind of just walking forward. So you don't know how. What's up, Dana?
And everyone does have their inspiration points, right? You've got your 9 bonus hit points.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That's a good question.
And
it's just 9.
I'm going to use another Cure Wounds on myself,
All right.
because I haven't healed yet. 8. Cool, that's 12. That is
Okay.
great.
So the inspiration was just the bonus 9 hit points, nothing else?
9, 10.
That's all I can do right now. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, that I was just one. I thought it was an inspiration point. I didn't know.
You know, that would be awesome, but I don't have that. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird,
Okay.
right? There's 3 forms of inspiration in the game that I know of. There's inspiration, the feat from leadership. There's inspiration, the advantage, and then inspiration, the bardic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
And then
confusing.
guidance.
It's confusing.
Poor joke. Anyways, yeah. So everyone, take your health buffs, eat your Wheaties, grab your socks, and get ready to fight whatever this nightmare is going to be.
So yeah, you travel, and again, you don't know how long you've traveled. It might have only been 5 minutes. Could have been 10 years. Time is impossible to track down here, but if you're trying to measure time by watching your companions as you travel become more and more, I hesitate to use the word older. You're not becoming older. You're becoming more weathered. So
I watched Val, the human.
Val, oh, except for Val. Val's fine.
Val's looking good.
Yeah.
I'm measuring time
Val
by counting
moisturizes.
footsteps.
Because I know how humans age, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because you would expect Val to be dead already, essentially, if this was like time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But the rest, everyone sans Val. It's next again. I don't want to say age, but your skin is becoming weathered and dried and almost husky. Your fur is starting to not fall off, almost like molt, like feathers.
Ooh.
Your shell's becoming more cracked and weathered as well. Yeah. Even Arthur, the Scarecrow, especially with the Scarecrow, it's weird because he's not aging like the rest of you, but he feels more barren, more without purpose.
It's terrifying.
And anybody with a high enough insight, like 14 or higher passive, would probably take from that like it's not so much just that Arthur is becoming weathered, but like if Arthur is a Scarecrow and Arthur were to ever be placed in the field, your insight tells you somehow, without it making exact sense why you would know this, that the field would die around him. And that speaks to the pervasiveness and the insidiousness of whatever's happening around you, is that it's almost like it couldn't deteriorate or beat down Arthur, so it would simply beat down and destroy anything around him that he was meant to serve.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my concentration on Val because he looks unchanged. This place scares the hell out of me.
I'm gonna.
So I'm just.
Sorry, go ahead.
Especially with Larix, every time Larix walks, it's almost like Larix has to rip the roots out that keep trying to plant themselves in the ground, almost as if Larix wants to take root and stay here.
Nice.
No, not nice.
You don't have to concentrate on light, right?
No, it lasts for an hour.
Can I have a little bit of light, please?
And then I'm gonna try to like keep spirits up by like trying to sing a happy little tune with my lute.
I think you meant cast light on him.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I was gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna do that, and then I was gonna sing also.
I'm gonna pull out. Yeah.
I was gonna sing like tiptoe through the tulips, like tiptoe through the tulips.
What does casting light do to Arthur?
With you.
Yeah.
It makes him glow, but it doesn't change anything.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Paddington, how close are we to the heart?
Close.
We need to hurry.
So he continues walking the same pace. But there is like this, at this point, you can feel that it's more of something being placed on you. But each one of you, except for Val, also is beginning to, quote unquote, understand that maybe there's nothing left for you in the next world. To go back home, what would be the point? That too much time has been taken from you, and maybe this is the only place you could ever exist. Now you have enough of your senses to realize that's not true, but it's a feeling that's starting to creep into your heart next to the truth.
I continue trying to sing to keep spirits up.
Tap stops dead.
What's his problem?
He just looks down at the floor and thinks for a minute, and then
grabs him by the hand and keeps trying to pull him along.
Paddington stops too, and he turns around. He's like, "Let it in."
No, don't.
Oh.
Don't. Everything is fine.
It's not fine, except that it's bad, but you're stronger than this.
He knocks on his shell to summon the fairies.
I walk over
to him. They pop out and they're like, whoof, 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 and they kind of dance around.
All right, everybody, we need to get out of here.
No, we need to save this forest.
We can always come back. Something's wrong.
We can't.
Don't know that for certain.
Nox will guide us.
And you ask him.
The guardian tasked us to find Val and return.
No, we were tasked with saving the forest. That's why she sent us down here.
No. She maybe I have to roll to recall this, but she told us to return to discuss the goblins.
But she said that she can't tell us what's going on until it's done, because if we take the knowledge with us and we fail, it would spread ruin. It's just around like the next 12 turns, right, Paddington?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Great. That's enough for me.
And he stops and he turns around and he says, "The reason we haven't gotten there yet, because you don't all want to be there yet. I've just been waiting for you all to make up your mind."
Oh, looking at the group, which one doesn't want to go?
Tap doesn't want to go.
Probably the one that just go back.
Tap, if they ruin this forest and we go back, we have no idea what we're going into. It could be worse than this.
Like 700 bends ago, it would have been great because we might have been able to shortcut, but it's right there. It might be faster to just take the turn.
The Guardian can send us back if
No.
necessary.
What if she's not there? What if she gets corrupted?
What if we get corrupted?
We're not gonna get corrupted.
We're not
I
being
look at Val
corrupted.
and just start like cackling.
Don't do that.
That's not helping, Arthur.
No.
Trust in Nox.
You know, that does raise an interesting question. Minor illusion. I try to conjure the dreaming tree. What does it look like?
Down here,
Down here.
it looks shattered. It looks like it exists only as dust.
You're not helping.
Like, essentially, like small little sparkle shards of dust that have been like scattered everywhere.
I run into the illusion and just like wave it away if I can. I'll turn to the group. Guys, look at me in the eyes. Okay?
Arthur.
We are not going to lose ourselves to whatever creeping thoughts are going to get into our head. We are not going to lose ourselves to this forest. Hold on, guys. We're going to finish our job. We're not going to wait until something happens because God knows time is fucked here. And if we don't know how much time will pass if we leave and then try to come back. That could already be too late. So we need to just press forward. Stop letting doubt creep into your heart. Or maybe let it. Doubt's healthy. But
It's all good.
as long as you realize that what we need to do is press forward, we'll be fine. We're gonna find the heart of the forest and we're gonna protect it, and then we'll leave. We'll get a club sandwich.
Well, that's the key. We need to go save the heart and return. And he turns to Paddington. Do you agree?
Yes.
Insight check. Paddington still wants to say, like, he's not planning harm to the heart, right? Like, taking it himself?
You can't use insight on him ever since he ripped his brain out.
Oh, God.
Wonderful.
Clever. I mean, who knew? Just removing the brain was like, insight no longer works. Are there any defects?
Wait, do I have a brain? Does the Scarecrow have a brain?
I've got like a.
Well, it strikes you that when he ripped his brain out, as you start to try to ponder that, it's one of two truths: either ripping the brain out does do that, or the brain was symbolic, because he is walking around without most of his brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's symbolic.
I am very proficient in medicine, so
Yeah, I'm pretty proficient in medicine too.
Yeah.
Arthur's cackling again.
I've got a +5 in medicine.
Guys, just let's just go. I don't want to be in Forest Hell any longer.
Arthur is walking towards wherever Paddington was facing.
All right.
Yeah.
Even if it's a wall. Arthur's
All right. It may have been 100 years ago, but I seem to recall the Guardian telling us to return once we got Val.
We'll find out.
It hasn't been that long. The humans don't live that long, so
I'm still alive.
She also said it was a hyperbolic time chamber.
So you're all going forward?
Yep. Right, please.
Cool. We're doing.
If everyone else goes, Tap will follow.
What is it? The thing
if these hobgoblins are in here because of us, we have to get rid of them.
What is it? Duralius? Dorminier. This is Dorminier.
Charge heedlessly. Gotcha.
And the moment you all decide to go forward, you kind of come over a little ridge, and then it kind of goes down into a slant, and you can see. You don't feel heat. You don't hear a fire, but like the glowing remnants of what would probably be a raging fire are down below in a tunnel.
Ooh.
I look at the remnants of a fire.
And then you can hear kind of like this kind of gnarled like and I believe Tap's the only one that can speak this language.
Goblin?
Yeah. Here. More, take it all.
The goblin is here.
And
I say to the group.
I rush forward.
Yep.
Me too.
The
With
entire
Tap
group rushes forward. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah, let's not bother sneaking. Let's just rush in.
Not bad this time.
That's how we always operate.
Tap will, before we rush forward, take the time to send the fairies back under the shell.
Okay. Gwiveth.
Is not here.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Griffith rolled a 23.
Quit stalling, Gwiveth.
So,
Lyrics.
I played a monk. I can play both.
Lyrics.
Lyrics 10.
Tap.
Tap, being the most reluctant follower, rolled a 4.
Mabel.
20.
Val.
Our secret weapon.
10. Dex of +3.
Arthur.
14.
Nice. We just gotta nuke him. We just gotta go in there.
Matthias.
That is a 4 total.
Jesus.
I have a
Matthias and Tap are just doing the $6 million man run. It's like,
All right.
gotta save the forest.
Valerie and Lyrics. Who wants to go first?
Lyrics can go first.
Okay.
And then Matthias and Tap. Who wants to go first?
I think Matthias should go first because I rely on sneak attack.
Okay.
All right. So
Plus, I'm going to be behind protecting the fairies.
as you, right now it's Mabel, so you're charging forward.
Yeah.
All right. Then give me one more second.
Put him to the sword.
Huh?
I said, put him to the sword.
Oh.
Yes, I think that would be the technical term for what's going to happen.
The blood of the fucking lamb.
Jesus.
Whoa. Okay.
That little blasphemy. Sorry.
No, it's funny. I don't care. Just wasn't ready for it. All right. So yeah, Mabel.
So I'm running forward. What do I?
If you charge forward, you can get down there, but you can't do anything. You got double move.
Well, first of all, what do we all see? Do we see anything yet?
No, just that kind of glowing. Almost like there's a raging fire inside whatever's down that tunnel.
We need light.
Well,
Tap yells very slowly.
Once you get down there, you won't. In terms of trying to see, anyway.
Oh.
I'm going. If I dash forward, can I get to one of them though, or no?
No, you'll just get into the room essentially.
Okay. Let's see. How long does this last? Oh, just one round. All right, never mind. I'm gonna just cast light on my. Oh no.
Maybe we should sneak in. If we're outside of our Pedro, we're outside of like a room we see down there with a fire in it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should sneak in.
I'll just run it. I don't think Paddington's gonna sneak in, honestly. I would doubt that Paddington's gonna sneak in, so I don't see that making a difference. So I'll just run forward and I'll try to give no hold on. Sorry, I'll just run forward.
Phil Collins music right now so bad. It's gonna take too long to set up.
If we ever start the sound effects, we'll just have battle axe swing, firebolt, and Phil Collins.
Yes, done.
I'll sing the Phil Collins songs. I'll pull up lyrics.
All right, so you heading down?
Yeah, so I'll dash in.
All right, so you dash in, you get just on the cusp of the room, and what you see ahead of you, the room It's got to be 100 feet in spherical content, if you will. There are roots that have burst forth, and they all kind of convene into the middle of the room, like about 25 feet off the ground. The roots come together. It does not take you any sort of estimation to figure out what you're looking at. The roots are kind of like balled together. They're swirled, and inside there's this kind of pulsing green, beautiful light, and it looks like life is kind of constantly blooming off of this kind of weird balled up source, about 20 feet in diameter, and it is clearly, there's no doubt in your mind, it's the heart of the forest.
Oh my god!
How does this make me feel?
Well, you're not down there yet, but it will have profound effects on you.
Mabel yells up, "I feel so inspired!"
Now,
I know for a fact.
Scattered about the room, crawling all over the walls, traveling down the roots and the vines that are stretched from the walls, are those inky substances, those kind of nightmarish creatures. They're racing along, and as they get to the heart, they start tearing their way in and seeping in there. And every time they go in, the light gets a little darker. In the middle of the room, kind of floating, not floating, but like standing, they have extended tendrils, like 5 tendrils into different parts of like the ceilings and the wall, and kind of like stuck, hanging from those tendrils is the last hobgoblin, and it has cut wounds all over its body. More and more of these nightmarish creatures are pulling themselves out of the wounds, kind of peeling back a wound and then like kind of birthing themselves out and then like falling to the ground or racing along one of the tendrils, doing everything they can to hurriedly get in there. In the middle of the room, standing 12, maybe 14 feet tall, is a huge kind of like twisted black inky creature that has these twisted hands that are rapidly stabbing into the heart and trying to hack away at all the roots over and over again. It's some kind of, if the other creatures are kind of small fragments of this liquidy substance, this is truly like a giant of a creature.
I'm 2 feet tall, so that thing's fucking huge.
Arthur,
How tall is it?
like 14
12
feet
to 14
tall.
feet.
Yeah. Twice the size of Val.
It's literally over 10 feet.
The only thing we've encountered that can look down at Val.
Can I get close
I'm
enough to
taller.
guiding bolt this thing?
Yep. You can double move to go shoulder to shoulder with Mabel, but you can't. Or you can just move and cast a spell, but you won't be able to see it.
I'll double move, catch up with Mabel, and
So far, the creatures have not noticed you.
Thank God.
Larynx.
How far away is the heart?
In the room, it's about 50 feet in.
So center of a 100-foot sphere.
Yep.
Okay, well, how far away am I?
If you run down there, you'll be 50 feet away.
So it's 100 feet away. I want to cast Dancing Lights and put it around or in front of the heart.
Nice. To kind of help try to encompass as much as possible.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah. Well, you have to double move to get down there, though.
Well, it's 120 feet range.
Okay, but you have to use your yeah. You'll have to use an action to move twice to get down there.
Unless you were a second level rogue, then you could bonus action dash and still
Sure.
cast.
Tap's ears perk up.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Nice.
Nice. This is the fastest tree we've ever seen.
And then I'm going to start running down there.
Yeah, so log over log, you watch them just run and catch up, and then...
and then I want to cast
Dancing Lights.
Dancing Lights.
What level is Expeditious Retreat?
Dancing Lights is just a cantrip.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dancing Lights.
Dancing Lights is a cantrip.
Right.
Expeditious Retreat.
That's a level
Expedition
1
Retreat is
bonus
a
action
level.
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of them has to be a cantrip, though, right? Just one.
Right, and dancing lights is a
Doesn't matter
cantrip.
which.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, because Expeditious Retreat is a bonus action.
Tap looks jealously at his multitasking.
Right on, man. So, all right. So, yeah, you take off down there, square up with the rest of them, and then you kind of like extend your hands, and the lights fly off and then surround it. And you can see all these like nightmarish creatures that were charging it pull back, and they're trying to stab at the light now. They can't seem at this moment to get through, but the large giant of them turns around, and even though it doesn't have a face, you can feel it staring at you as it recognizes you're there.
And I'm sitting there staring at the heart.
Valerie.
Can I and my summon move at the same time, or are we gonna? Do I have to? Okay, cool. Then the summon and I double move.
Yep. All right, you take off and you come into the area.
Yep, and I stand next to the thing, and I'll stand next to my summon and just strike a pose, like some shit, some JoJo shit or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to look intimidating.
Sure. One of the creatures that was beginning to crawl that way instead drops and reforms, and then starts to run towards. How many are there right now? 1, 2, 3.
Everyone but me.
4 plus Tatsu.
Yeah, 4 plus that too. So.
Oh, there's Paddington too. I don't know what he's done.
Nothing yet. All right, we're gonna go this way. Arthur, pick a number 1 to 6.
Aye.
Raven.
3.
Wait, so we're all picking
Mabel?
the same number?
1.
And Val.
4.
All right, so it's attacking Arthur. Have you made it down there yet?
Yeah, Arthur's down there.
Okay, cool. So it rushes forward and it just instinctually attacks you.
Who, me?
No,
No,
Arthur.
Oh,
What's your
okay.
AC?
13.
So it kind of explodes in a series of spikes, and you're able to dodge each one. And then after that, the
Is it still there, or did it explode and poof?
no,
Think of
sorry,
it as like liquid iron. It kind of just had the spikes protrude.
yeah, it's like
Oh,
Yeah.
Kind of like T2.
yes,
not like a hand
that's
grenade,
damn
more
right.
like a
so
like those Edge of Tomorrow guys.
God.
yeah, the hobgoblin, it sees you and it just kind of and it laughs until it starts choking up a nightmarish creature as well, and it looks like it's letting more and more into this Underwood. Matthias.
Goblin.
Yeah, put him to sleep.
No,
I don't know that. I don't think that's a good idea at all.
No, we need to stop doing that.
Well, here's what I mean. It's letting them out as long as it's alive. Maybe if we knock him out, we have one bad one.
If we knock them out, they're
We've already got one bad
one. Because remember, they said basically it's like they're feeding off of them.
Yeah.
So
Matthias?
that's bad.
We got to kill him
I'm
without
gonna
knocking him out.
really get down there with the group.
All right.
Don't know how far that is.
This
By
is
the way,
terrible.
25 feet.
Johnny's in chat.
You're almost there. Johnny!
What up, Johnny?
He's like, hello? Is it orcs you're looking for?
Hello.
I can feel I can't keep going.
I can feel it in the
That's
summer.
awesome, yeah. Oh, thank you for the Collins. So after that, tap.
Tap will double move.
All right, so you close rank as well.
But I will stay a little bit back from the rest. I'm naturally slower anyway, so I'll be like as far back as I can be. And
right,
still
you're
see
next to
through.
Matthias because you're both the same speed.
Perfect.
And then one of those other nightmarish creatures drops down and dashes forward. And since Arthur's being attacked, it's going to attack Arthur. They're going to gang up.
Oh boy.
And
Well, rip Scarecrow.
They know how to focus fire.
5 damage as it pierces into you.
Ow.
Another one drops and races. And that is another 10 damage.
Jesus.
Cool. Let me hold on. I'm gonna remove all my temporary hit points, and that still takes me 4, 5. So I take another 5 damage. Okay.
All right.
You have shield, don't you?
I do.
So
I don't. I'm not.
you hear like this kind of like this huge like kind of like rushing from behind you, and this as Paddington leaps over all of you and tackles 2 of those nightmare things,
My man.
off of
Goddamn, how
Arthur,
fast is he?
and starts to tear into them. New round. Another one of those nightmarish creatures drops down and starts to attack Paddington and misses. The lumbering giant that has started to pay attention to you starts to twist and then starts to kind of walk forward, and it's going to, I need you all to give me a, we'll look this up real quick.
What is your character's worst nightmare?
I need you all to give me a new character sheet.
Cool. I'll have it in 4 weeks' time.
Okay.
Ready to roll. Just waiting for the word.
Oh, yes.
So, Arthur and Matthias, you are intimidated. Like, it kind of stretches, and then it almost turns obsidian, and then you can almost see like a reflection, and then whatever it shows you, the rest of you can't quite see into the obsidian, but Arthur and Matthias definitely see something in there that shakes them to their core. What is up?
No save.
No. And you find yourselves intimidated. So there's a fear in your heart. It doesn't seem to have any effect on you right now, but just tag it on your sheet because it does mean something.
Yeah. Hit points. Status. Incapacitated. Invisible. Frightened. Charmed.
And then Mabel.
Doesn't seem to be on the status.
Okay. So much is happening. Okay. I'm going to cast light on the sword again.
All right.
And then bonus action, I will
God, I wish I had that spell.
I'm gonna
I wish I had that spell.
I know, it's nice. I will I'm gonna inspire Paddington.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he needs a little song in his heart, man.
So you see his ears kind of twitch, and he takes a half second to look at you, and there's a slight smile.
You can do this.
Arthur.
Strongest scarecrow
How
in the world.
how many are around Paddington?
There are now 3. He's on top of 2, and then one of them is attacking him.
I am going to get as close as I can. Hopefully, not provoking an attack of opportunity.
There is one still near you that you'll provoke if you do.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm moving away anyway.
Okay.
Take your attack.
All right.
Still trying to look up what intimidate.
7 damage as it pierces you in the back as you run.
I'm still awake.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know that I'm still standing? And I'm casting Word of Radiance.
Nice.
So I would like them all to please make a Constitution save of 14. And this is affecting all of them around me in a 5-foot radius.
Okay. One of them failed.
Not hurt. No, it does not hurt allies.
Okay.
One of them failed. Take 6 damage, you. I cannot see what's going on because I'm trying to look up intimidate. 6 damage.
Okay. That it?
It is a cantrip, so
Okay.
if they succeed, they don't take damage.
Yeah. So one of them is slammed and kind of shakes, but doesn't seem to be distracted by you. One attacks Paddington and does successfully stab him. The next one is Larix.
Where is the goblin at?
That one is kind of standing about 15 feet tall in terms of like hanging from the tendrils and stuff, but it's about 30 feet away.
Well, since everything is concentrated on us now, I'm going to move my lights over above it to knock it off the roof.
Okay. Yep. So you can focus. Sorry.
And then I'm going to throw my javelin at it.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to move your lights and basically make 2 of the tendrils retract, but it's essentially using like 2 to stand and then 3 to hang.
Okay.
Yeah. So you do make 2 of them just and pull back into his skin.
My javelin is 16 to hit.
All right. That is not a successful hit. It clangs off his armor.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
And then up real quick. All right. And then anything else?
I'm going to tell everybody we need to get that goblin dead as quickly as possible so he doesn't send any more out.
This is understood.
And then after that is Val.
Val is going to give a fierce look over to the goblin, and Tatsu is going to understand that he needs to come in with the...
Tatsu can't reach him.
What? I moved in. I double moved.
Yeah, but
can Tatsu fly?
Is he flying now?
The ceiling.
No.
Oh, he's 15 feet off the ground.
Yeah, he's still suspended.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Well, you could attack the tendrils that are
Yeah,
on the ground.
Tatsu's made a light.
Yeah.
Attack the tendrils on the ground that he's being held up by.
All right. Yeah.
In fact, you may not even need to attack him. Just go near him, see what happens.
Yeah.
Can that happen, P? Can I position Tatsu close to the tendrils and just have him evaporate or anything, or
like you want him to attack the tendrils or to just stand next to it and hope?
Stand next and see if it has an effect, and if not, then he'll attack the tendrils.
He'll have to attack.
Okay, then he's gonna. Ooh, that's tasty. 20 to hit.
All right, roll no damage.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I think what's he get a +3? Hang on. Where are you, Val? There you are. Yeah, 8 damage.
All right.
Just a real meaty claw. Beefy even. It's like beefaroni. With Parmesan and...
Okay, now I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Like a Jimmy Dean made of light.
Yeah, 20, you rip into it. And
for 8 damage.
Now that you did double damage.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because you're light.
Yep. Yeah. Eviscerates it. Yep. So anything else?
Yeah.
No, that's all I can do.
All right. After that. Still another attack on Paddington. This one pierces his skin as well.
Lame.
Can anyone heal him?
Matthias.
All right. The goblin's up in the air, right?
Mm-hmm. He's being supported by one tendril essentially, and one like leg, like one hanging
stalactite.
Yeah, there
one
you go.
Stalactite and one stalagmite.
Yeah.
How high up is he?
He's about 20 feet off the ground.
Okay. I am going to cast spell. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire
Nice.
on him.
Oh.
So that means
It's
what?
Nope. You do your thing. I'm sorry.
Basically, each object and creature. Well, he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. You failed.
All right. So that means he is outlined in a green light, and attacks against him have disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you
Everything in a 20-foot cube around that area.
Yeah. So you wrap him in fairy fire, the lights, and when you do, you start to cast the spell and you feel like you can't connect to nature down here at first. And then the fairy flies race out and they kind of start swirling around you, and you're actually able to pull the light from them, and they have infinite light. You're not ripping it out of them.
Hell
But
yeah.
they're able to
Fly, you fools.
actually give you their light, and then the glow kind of just expands, and it doesn't just fill it doesn't just like evaporate off of them. They like I said, they've got plenty of light to spare, and that fairy fire flies off and kind of wraps around the hobgoblin. When it does, it severs all the tendrils around him.
Ooh.
And he falls and crashes into the ground and is still engulfed.
Oh shit!
Literal
And-
fairy fire.
Yeah, and you gain a point of inspiration.
Hell yeah!
My man.
Hell yeah!
Tap.
Did you say attacks against the goblin have advantage, or his attacks have disadvantage?
Your attack.
You have advantage against him.
Which you would anyway, since he's on the ground now.
Yeah,
Is that how long does that last?
that is a good question. Let me check.
I think it's like a minute as long as you keep concentration.
It's a minute concentration.
Very cool. Tap will summon his owl. The owl will fly down. The owl will fly down onto Arthur's shoulder, raise its eyebrow, and open its mouth.
Not what I had planned, but okay.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Yes.
Rain
And I
fire.
believe that is Tap's entire action to make it do that.
Oh man, that's great.
Yes.
Oh man.
Are you ready for this, Pedro?
So one of the nightmares attempts to rush over and almost rip the fairy fire off, and as it jumps into it, it's vanquished. It
Well,
disperses.
What a stupid nightmare.
Maybe it'll work a second time.
Another one is crawling up. It looks up and it sees that the heart is exposed again, and it starts making its way up there. Paddington finishes off two of them at once. He plunges both of his paws in there. He's been ripping them apart so far, and finally he just rips his paws up, and two of them just.
Well, is that one that went over to the heart near anyone?
No.
Okay.
And
What
then
about the big one?
that one has not. It did something. It intimidated, but hasn't done anything since then.
Okay.
Another nightmare is rushing up to the heart. It's the giant's turn. The giant looks and it seems to kind of stretch forward, and then it walks over a few steps, and it looks like it had another plan, but as soon as the fairy fire wraps around this thing, the giant reaches up and it grabs one of the nightmares off of the heart and then slams it with all its force into the fairy fire, and the fairy fire disperses and the hobgoblin dies. It just splatters, and out of its back dozens upon dozens of nightmares start to pour out.
Oh no! Yeah, we're doing this, Owl. You ready?
No.
Mabel.
Okay. All right.
AOE.
Yeah. I do have. Okay, so I want to position a shatter to get as many as possible.
All right.
So they have to all make a con save.
All right.
Okay.
Roll every single one, Pedro.
Please.
Okay.
Two
Is this a shatter
passed.
level 2 or level 3?
2 passed. Everyone else failed. Great.
It's just level 2. Okay, so what?
2 passed. Everyone else failed.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right. Let's just. Okay, so that's 21 damage, half if they passed.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
All right. So most of them almost seem like they're turning into glass and then nearly shattering. But they hold their form a little bit. 2 of them are okay, but the rest of them are almost gone.
Okay. And then,
Woohoo!
who's been hurt again?
Paddington.
Oh yeah.
Concentrate on Paddington. I'll be fine. Just get me some new stuff later. I'll be fine.
Okay, then I
No
will.
lack of grass.
Because Paddington looks a little hurt, I think, so I'll give him a healing word. We're right, yeah. Okay, so that's a 4, so that's 9 HP that he gets healed.
Cool.
1 second.
So
Okay, and then okay. After that is Arthur.
Here, eat this, little birdie. And I hold out a little pepper.
The bird has instructions to just follow suit.
Okay, good. Swallow. Now be free! And Arthur's going to take the rest of his turn running back up the passageway as far away from the battle as he can.
Right.
I don't have to be near here. I can just concentrate and it will go. I don't have to be close to this. I don't have to be anywhere near the fight. So I'm going to get away, concentrate. It's going to be great.
Pedro, do you want me to roll the bird's initiative, or does he have the same as
He's
mine?
on your initiative.
Okay, cool.
All right. See, another nightmare is trying to rush up. Lyrics.
I'm gonna send my light back over to the heart.
All right. So it starts to race up there, and then it is starting to keep them out. But they're trying to find ways around. So now what they're going to have to do is you've essentially effectively raised a barrier that they're going to have to make saves against. So I'll roll those for them.
Okay. And then how far away is the big guy?
He's about from you probably 15 feet now.
Okay. I am going to go over to him. And I'm going to attack him. Hold on. Trying to see if Channel Divinity is that.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind.
Is that a bonus action or?
It would describe in the ability.
Depends on the. I think, or I don't know.
What was that?
What are you trying to channel divinity to do?
It's a spell that channels onto my weapon when or not channel divinity. No, sorry. What
Are you
is?
talking about Divine Smite?
Yes.
That's not an action. That's a bonus action. You can do that.
Well, so I can't do it right now. So I'm just going to attack it.
Well, you can do it if you hit.
Well, I can't because I sent my light over to the heart.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna attack the giant nightmare thing.
Nice.
God. And I got a 9.
No, unfortunately.
From the sound of it, reading it, it doesn't say it takes any turns. It's just when you hit, you can expend a spell slot.
Well, he didn't hit anyway, so.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Unless you feel
It's good to
inspired
check.
to
It's
hit.
good to know.
I missed again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not inspired, so as far as I know.
Val.
Shit. How many of the swarm is left?
There's more and more coming every time someone takes a turn.
Where are they coming from?
The what's left of the hobgoblin.
They're still coming out of its dead body.
First thing, Owl is on crowd control right there.
Okay. I'll leave it to you then. And I'm gonna have Tattoo charge at the not literally charge, but at the big nightmare.
I'll be right back.
And my roll, see what happens. I'm gonna spend okay, let me make sure I get the actual die rolls right.
Yeah.
First.
Are you trying to boost him?
I do, but I want to make sure.
I think it's just a bonus action.
It is, but I want to see if I can add to his offense on attack rolls and damage at the same time.
I think each one takes a bonus action. So if you spend a bonus action to power up the accuracy, you wouldn't be able to power up the damage.
Do I know if I'm going to get double, like a bonus to this attack roll? Like advantage or whatever?
You probably won't get advantage, but you probably get more damage. So you're probably better off trying to get the hit.
Okay. Then I will spend... Let's see.
Up to half your level.
I'll spend 2 astral dice.
Okay.
Make sure I hit.
Is that D4 or D12?
D6.
No, the kid, Frank.
It's talking about the child.
16.
Is it Tap's turn?
16 hits.
All right.
But you feel like it just barely hit.
11 damage.
Nice. So 22 damage.
Was that the scream
They're
of
having a rough night.
Aww.
Yeah.
It's the scream of the giant.
Yeah, so as soon as Tatsu rushes up and like attacks, like how does it attack with its feet again?
Yeah, it just jumps up and it just slams its foot, it slams its paw into him.
Okay, yeah, so it just crashes through, and then you watch this explosion of light go off, and the giant kind of tumbles back for a second, and you can't really get an emotion out of it because it seems almost lifeless, but it looks like it's reevaluating the situation.
I yell, I was like, focusing on the wrong thing, asshole.
Oh, God damn it.
More nightmares are trying to attack the dancing lights.
Oh, yeah, you had your kid next to you. Sorry, Josh.
What now?
Frankie was cursing and felt
Kid
bad.
next to you, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Matthias.
All right. The giant's still standing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast another fairy fire.
All right, on it.
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throw.
Actually, hold on. Did someone cast Guiding Bolt on that thing?
No.
No,
I was
Yeah.
going to, but then like it
Darn.
all landed on my shoulder, and it's like, am I gonna get another chance?
What is what is this again? What's the save?
The DC is 14.
Or I'm sorry, it's Fairy Fire's Dex.
Dex.
It failed.
All right. So it's now surrounded in a green light, and attacks against it have advantage.
Nice.
Did something happen to my bird? John seems to lament its leaving.
No, he's talking about.
No, he's talking about me.
Okay.
No. Next is Tap.
Tap's bird will go before him, and the bird just has instructions to fly 15 feet in the air and hit as many as it can per turn.
All right.
Let's see here.
Damage type is lightning.
Lightning?
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, so nightmares are still pouring out of the dead goblin.
So are you suggesting that you have trained this thing to do all this for free, or are you using your action to tell it what to do?
Well, I told it what to do when I summoned it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, go to Arthur, do what he says, and then fly up and aim your mouth at as many as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, was that too much for one action? Or?
I think you're going to have to use your action to direct it now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Because everything's
She'll
like
do so.
if combat's chaotic. Like if it was like a stationary target that wasn't moving,
I can't bring out like the PowerPoint slides of okay, if then else.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So it lines up and it flies over to the heart and then lowers itself so it's not attacking the heart, and then it can get 3 of them.
If that's as many as it can hit, then
I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait. What, Frankie?
I thought attacking the crowd.
Oh, the crowd? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it was supposed to hit as many as it can.
Okay, it's going back down there then. Okay.
Yeah, to wherever those crowd of almost dead glass-like ones was.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and then what's its damage?
Oh, that would be a question for Arthur. What is
Yep. 18.
Nice.
This is great. It's great not being in the fight. I love it.
Yeah, so you watch it basically there's no way it can survive any of that, so it just what is it attacking? Is it lightning?
Yes.
Yeah, you watch lightning jump out and jump between nightmares, eviscerating him essentially with lightning damage.
Just from the entranceway, far away from the battle, just
So I've told the bird to just keep doing that.
Yep. And so Paddington screams, is like, there's still too many of them. And he rushes forward to all the ones that, at this point, there's just dozens and dozens are just ripping out and racing along the walls.
Has anybody hit the goblin yet?
The goblin, the giant did.
Oh, the giant is producing them now?
The goblin's dead.
Right, but I thought they were
coming out of the
goblin.
They're still coming out of the goblin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone hit that thing with some light.
I thought that's what
I'm going next. That's what I'm going next. Don't worry.
I didn't hear like the last 2 turns, so if we're doing that, awesome.
The nightmare's turn. So we had Arthur and Matthias, right?
Yeah.
But Arthur is currently out of the.
Right, but you're both intimidated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the giant kind of stretches forward, and it puts an arm pointing towards Arthur and an arm pointing towards Matthias, and then you see like it has like these like kind of thin, wispy fingers that stretch out, and then it reaches out. And it doesn't look like it's touching anything, but Arthur and Matthias feel like they're being pulled towards it. And as it pulls its hands forward, this kind of darkness kind of pours out of the chest of Arthur and Matthias. And then he kind of brings its hands up, and 2 more of these giants form from the hearts and the thoughts of Matthias and Arthur. And then you feel that intimidation kind of fade off of you. Like the fear leaves your heart as it gives birth to 2 more of its kind.
Do I need to make a concentration check? Because I feel that would be distracting. Nope? Okay.
Mabel.
Okay. Oh, motherfucker. Okay, so there's
We got a bird. We got this.
I know. They're still coming out of the goblin.
Dozens and dozens.
I am going to dash up to the goblin and poke into him with my light.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you don't have to roll for that. You rush forward, you dive your blade into it as far as you can, and you feel like you're just reaching into a pit. Like you don't ever feel like you're touching the goblin itself. But you just kind of go in there. Give me a dex save.
Okay, I'm going to use my racial ability that I have not done yet to get advantage on my dex save.
Yep.
Oh, motherfuck me. I got the same number. 10?
10. You watch as Mabel spills inside.
Oh, Jesus.
Arthur.
Okay. Arthur's
Can I shout something?
Sure.
Cast light on the body. You
Maybe after she gets out.
I'm in it.
Arthur.
Arthur's going to run over to the body.
Shit.
Well, you said you're pretty far away from the combat, right?
I am pretty far, so I'm spending both my turns to get up right next to it.
All right, yep.
That's my turn, is just getting there.
Yep. Lyrics.
Fuck me.
I'm right up near this big one, so I'm going to try and attack it again.
All right.
Come on.
You got this. You got this. You got this.
So that would be an 8 or 19.
That's a
To
hit.
Expend the spell power!
Yes, I'm going to divine smite this little bastard.
All right.
Let's see. It's been a while since I've attacked, so I have to find my dice. So for the attack, it's a 4. For the divine smite is 2d8. Damn. That's 13 plus 4, 17.
1 second.
Don't you have advantage because it's fairy fired?
That's true.
Oh, I do. I'll roll the attack again just in case. No.
Did you say 17 or 13?
Well, the plus the divine smite is 17.
Yeah. So 68 damage. So you watch as Larix kind of channels the divine smite, and the blade kind of races with this energy. But where you've seen Mabel cast light and everybody else do this kind of like, you know, they've been doing this kind of like radiant kind of energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Larix brings forth his divine smite, there is something else that kind of permeates the room, whereas it's not just light that crashes into this creature, but it's a feeling of rest that hits all of you. It's something that you would never experience outside of this environment, but with the barriers between the dreaming and the waking world so thin right now, you can feel the very essence of Larix's divine smite, which is the full force of Nox, and the full force of Nox is the full force of the dreaming tree, and this huge kind of just sweeps the room. Every single nightmarish creature in the room stops. There's a stunned silence, and all the giants stop and turn towards you. And that's when Paddington screams. He's like, "Now is the time! Now is the time!" He screams out. Valerie.
I'm gonna have Tatsu attack it again.
All right.
So I got a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
I'm spending 2 astral dice.
Yep.
So the one I attacked, was it still alive or no?
It's you nearly sundered it in half.
14 damage.
14.
I didn't double or anything.
I did.
Okay.
So yeah, you watch as it kind of like half falls, and it's half the height it was as it stumbles and tries to hold itself up. After that is Matthias.
All right. Is my fire still on that one?
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
No,
what happened to the thing?
Oh,
It's still up.
Okay, everyone stop for a second and then sped up super fast on my end.
okay. Frank, your whispering scared me. I thought somebody was like right behind me talking.
So it's up but
Matthias?
stumbling, right?
Yeah. So it's still up. What to do?
Hit it with something.
Yeah, the thing is, fairy fire is concentration.
You want to help me get Mabel out of the body?
I can. Yeah, I'll start running towards with my staff in hand, my quarterstaff.
Don't get sucked into.
All right.
Don't worry, I can actually do this. I have abilities for this type of thing.
Tap.
Maybe.
Tap is going to close to 30 feet to the big one and cast a big ol' witch bolt. This will be...
Wait, are you not directing your bird anymore?
No, the bird's operating on its own instructions. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right, that was a 9, but Tap is feeling rather inspired to finish this thing off as soon as possible. So
Are you attacking
advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Forgot my advantage. That is a 15 to hit. How's that?
It's a hit.
Beautiful. That is
just barely.
Nice.
9 plus 10. 19 damage.
Nice.
What was that again? What spell?
That was a level 2 Witch Bolt. 2d12.
You just healed him.
No. So you watch as the lightning races up and down and kind of holds on to him. And then meanwhile, the bird is just lightning bursts. Like a lot of nightmares are in the area. The area is infected with nightmares, but no more are coming through because of the bird. After that.
Or did I clog up the...
No.
Someone grab a plunger. Get around.
No, get around, not plunger.
So at this point, Paddington says, "I'll go in.
Go in.
Save the heart." And he rushes forward, and then jumps into the hole.
Oh no! Don't go.
Which hole? The hole
goblin.
I'm in?
Yeah.
Oh,
The goblin hole.
Paddington.
Yeah, he's going after her. Like as he rushes forward, if someone's shouting at him, he's like, "None of you should have to see what's in there."
Oh God!
And
What am I gonna
when he
go?
says, "I have," and that's when he jumps in.
Ah, fuck.
I'm right next to him.
Maybe we're gonna have PTSD now. Like shit.
It's gonna be Iron Man 3.
She can't smell now. She's
gonna have nightmares now.
No one should smell the thing she's have to smell.
She's pulling an Ark of the Covenant. She's keeping her eyes closed. She's not saying anything.
I hope so.
Is this gonna be an Iron Man 3 situation with Mabel? Where she's trying to save the world, but she's having PTSD the entire time.
Right.
Is that Iron Man 3 or Civil War?
That was Iron Man 3.
It's Iron Man 3, yeah.
God, she's gonna be the new,
Iron Man.
He's going to be the new carrier, isn't she?
So the giant takes like another step forward, and then it looks like it's getting ready to bring itself up, and all three of them raise their shoulders up. And I need everybody to roll intimidation. Or no, they roll intimidation on you, sorry.
We don't get to resist.
It's a skill check.
Did I miss something where there are now 3 of those?
Yeah, they came out.
Out one for me and Matt. Me and
Oh, those were big ones coming out of you two.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so they all let off this kind of terrifying like weird twisted scream, and all of you feel your heart seized with fear.
Is this a mind affecting effect? Because I'm immune.
Oh, except for Larix, who does not show fear.
What about Tatsu?
Oh, I didn't count Tatsu in it.
Yeah, I was thinking that this isn't a saving throw because bear can have stubborn.
Right.
But I don't know if that applies here.
Right now. We'll skip Mabel.
Oh no! Oh, no.
Not a good sign.
I don't even get to know what's going on.
Arthur?
Oh God.
Matt's next to the hole now, right? Like we're next to the goblin. We're both there.
Yeah, you're both there.
I'm grabbing the end of his stick, hold on, and kind of like dipping myself in and reaching around.
All right. Give me a wait. Are you going in the hole?
Like up to neck depth and reaching around.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Wait, what?
Give me a strength check.
Cool.
Me?
Both of you, yeah.
Okay.
Well, real quick, you'll give advantage to Arthur.
Okay.
Oh God.
So I don't roll?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
I have learned. So I've got a 19 and a 2.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, well then.
So you hold on, but you can feel all sorts of tendrils wrap around your body and start to engulf you and pull you in.
Do I have any actions left?
No.
Don't drop the stick!
I drop the stick. No.
Don't drop down.
Larry, he drops a stick and goes gets another one.
I start pushing the stick in.
Larix?
I'm going to attack the big one again.
With Divine Smite?
I hate to waste it on him again.
Waste!
No waste.
It's my last spell.
Oh, well. I mean, it's up to you, man.
We'll see if I hit. We'll see if I hit first. I miss again.
All right.
With advantage?
Oh, wait. Advantage. Yeah.
You have advantage?
Natural 20.
Oh, spicy.
The whole room caves in.
You should definitely put that divine smite in it now.
Are you spending divine smite?
You should. It'll do so much.
I am going to use divine smite.
It explodes the moment you touch it.
Yeah, there you go.
A critical hit with Nox's divine smite.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way
It
that
can't
would
survive. Yeah, you bring your weapon against it, and it just.
Because he's only done the one attack, could he do the follow through maneuver?
What's the follow through maneuver?
It's where like you have leftover damage and it carries through to another target.
No, cleave is an optional rule. I don't usually play with it,
Oh,
but there's no one near him anyway, so.
that sucks.
Then I turn to look at the other two and say, "You're next."
They're motionless.
Bluff.
Yeah, big bluff.
Matthias.
We had our clear.
Wait, you skipped Val.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm after lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah. It skipped over for some reason. Sorry. So Val.
So what's near Tatsu then?
No, nothing now.
Is the heart okay?
No, the heart is absolutely infested. There's barely any light left.
I will attack the stuff on it.
Yeah, so you send Tatsu up there?
Yeah. Do I need to roll?
You don't have to know because there's a hand on your shoulder.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
And
On Tatsu's or mine?
on yours.
Okay.
And there's a voice above you that says, like, "You've done good. You have talent. I'm sorry you had to wait so long." And then,
Okay.
Are you turning around?
Yeah, I'll turn around.
It's like, cool, right, mate?
Yeah, whatever.
I had that hyper focus, man. I was like, nah, what?
The person standing above you, they have purple skin. They have long blue hair. They have a green wrap around their shoulders that kind of throws over into a cloak, kind of like almost like a long cape. And on their right hand, they have this kind of leather gauntlet. In each of the sockets on the gauntlet is a different elemental stone, just like yours. And he says, "We have to have a conversation." And then he takes his gauntlet and he brings it up to where Tatsu is.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Do you mind?"
Go ahead.
And he kind of like focuses, and there's this blast that comes off the gauntlet. And when it slams into Tatsu, there's this kind of explosion of light. And then this figure rises from the back of Tatsu. The figure has like about a 12-foot long or 10-foot wide wingspan. They don't seem to have like their lower section kind of hovers and kind of it. If not for how bright it was, you'd be able to see that it's 2 feet kind of dangling kind of softly. And it's almost like this angelic figure that kind of fills the room. And you know immediately what it is. This is Solrin. This is the elder spirit of light, the most powerful of the elementals. And the person standing next to you is Zell, who's the guardian of Rhalanas. And he says, "All of you have had to wait too long. I didn't know." And that kind of angelic being starts racing through, and as it flies through nightmares, it eviscerates them.
Can he be part of our party now?
Okay, Val, you got to have a training montage.
And then hanging from his side is this large, thick tome that's chained to his belt. Matthias.
All right.
Did it clean off the heart?
What?
Did it clean off the heart?
It's trying to. It's racing around.
Is there an area like near the heart that I could cast Fairy Fire that would do the most damage?
Yeah.
Actually, I think more prevalent is how far away is the heart from me.
It is depending on if you let go of the person you're holding on to. It's not that you could probably get a spell off by the time that Arthur falls.
Fairy Fire's distance is 60 feet.
Does it have semantic components?
That's a good question.
Just like
nope, only vocal.
Are you serious? Okay. Nice. All right, there you go, dude.
Wow. Good luck.
All right, so I can cast it over there.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So the light kind of comes and kind of gives a bit of protection to the heart. But what is your perception?
My perception, passive perception.
Yeah.
14.
You're not sure if you can see any light in the heart anymore.
Oh shit!
Tap.
How many of the large ones are left?
Two.
Still got bird.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
on crowd control. So
yeah, do I have to use an action to direct the bird, or can I just like shout?
If you want to change it to make it move, yeah, you'll have to use an action. Right now, it's keeping more nightmares. Like no nightmares can come out because it keeps swooping the area.
Come out of the goblin hole?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing's working.
Okay, yeah. I think keep doing what you're doing. You do you, and I'll do my thing. I will cast another level 2 witch bolt on a large one.
All right.
Now, none of these have been hit with fairy fire, right?
Aren't you intimidated?
We're all intimidated.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything until they do.
Okay.
Not
so far.
Can I attack it with witch bolt?
Yeah.
Yeah. The intimidate is just the stats effect that if they do that thing again, we're going to create more nightmares.
Yeah.
Shit.
14 to hit. Not enough?
No, almost. It kind of whizzes
almost. Tap feels like he almost hit it that time and puts a little extra effort into it with his inspiration.
Mm-hmm. You watch...
and does hit it.
Oh, nice.
22.
There you go.
All right, that is... Make sure I roll my d12 here. 6 plus 6, 12 damage.
All right. All right. So you watch as Mabel comes out of the hole with a bear arm wrapped around her. And then coming out even more twisted and gnarled than before is Paddington, who kind of steps up and kind of rises up back onto onto its hind legs again. And it looks at all of you with kind of a feral look, and it's... Save. And just kind of like puts her down.
I'm just gonna pull the stick out.
All right, yeah, you just.
How am I looking?
You look fine. You kept your eyes closed the whole time.
Well, thank God.
Mabel, cast light on the goblin, quick.
Okay.
Nothing but a bunch of vor.
Oh God.
Down there. Alf vor.
And then after that, Zell kind of kneels down and he brushes the ground a little bit, and then he plunges his fist into the ground, and there's this quake, this rumble that rips through everything, and then suddenly the ground explodes, and towering about 20 feet tall is a huge, some sort of like Venus flytrap that splits open, and these vines rip out from underneath it, and it starts to reach out everywhere. And then it just starts to cackle. And then there's this huge smile that rips across the side of it. And this Venus flytrap creature, which, again, anybody with a decent history check, and you would know that this is Quimby. This is the plant elder spirit.
I feel like I would know that.
Yeah,
one.
you would. And it just opens its maw and engulfs one of the nightmare giants.
Oh.
Is this motherfucking Audrey too?
Essentially,
yep.
Because I'm in. I'm in.
I am blatant in my love for Audrey too. Yeah.
I picked the wrong elemental, clearly.
Plant wasn't in the book.
And then
Tap's sitting over here holding this witch bolt like, oh, okay, that works. That's good too.
Paddington casts his gaze upward and he says, Heart gone.
Not
almost.
Yet.
Oh, and he looks at you, he's like, almost.
Not yet.
And he takes, as he says this, he's taking steps forward and he sees the Guardian and what? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, just an idea. How many fairy flies do we have left?
We have like 2.
All right.
You're like, what, 2, right?
We didn't lose any.
Yeah, we didn't lose any.
Yeah, I don't think we lost any.
Maybe we could
I guess Tap will glance around for the fairy flies. They're all still here, right?
They're still there, yeah.
I'm just asking as a player because maybe some of the fairy flies could jumpstart the heart.
We don't know.
Feel
yet,
free to ask them.
But you know what?
Those who speak Ekoshin.
This is player information, so let's ignore it for now.
So he takes steps forward, and as Zell is kind of directing Solrin, and he's kind of controlling Quimby as well, he says, Guardian, you know. And Zell kind of looks at him, and he looks devastated when he sees what's happened to him, and he says, you're the constable. And he says, you know. And he said, he kind of looks to you all and he says, like, cannot win like this, not through violence, death, destruction. And he kind of like starts to breathe a little heavier and he says, the problem is the heart. Heart needs to believe. And he looks up at it and he says, needs to remember the world. Needs to remember love, community. And he takes a step forward and he looks at the fairy flies and he says, sacrifice. And the fairy flies kind of dart back and forth and they look at Zell and Zell nods and he says, it was going to be me. And they fly and they start to circle around Paddington. And within a moment before anyone has a second to like, it's lightning fast the way it happens. They just take off, spin, and then there's an explosion of light. And that same explosion of light can be seen inside the heart of the forest. And Paddington's gone. And this light kind of explodes. And you see Solrin, who's been racing around the room, stop. And Solrin and Tatsu both look. And they nod. And Tatsu looks at you with like a kind of a look of comfort, Val.
Mm-hmm.
As Val and Solrin explode as well.
What?
And there's this huge burst of light that encompasses the entire room, and everyone's eyesight is pretty much gone for a moment. And because of the nature of the Underwood, you don't know how long you've lost your senses. But as they start to come back, you find yourself in a very different room. You find yourself in a beautiful, rich, pulsating forest. Flowers adorn the ceiling, the walls, the floor. Rich, thick, vibrant roots and vines reach lovingly and surround and nestle a powerful, pulsating heart of the forest. And it's finally quiet for a second, and the room fills with sunlight. And then you look up, and even though you're underground, it's almost like you can see into the sky. And there's a burst of light. And these two rays of light hit the ground, and one gives birth to Solrin, the other gives birth to Tatsu. And they kind of regain their composure and their strength. And Zell looks down, and he says, that's what I came down here to do.
What about Val?
You mean Tatsu? I think you meant Tatsu and Solrin, not you.
Wait, did I say Val?
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. I meant Tatsu and Solrin. Sorry. It's Tatsu and Solrin.
Okay.
Yeah, you exploded.
No,
You just fucking
There's guts everywhere.
We'll try and put you back together, but honestly, you're all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And then Solbrin kind of like floats behind Zell. What's up, Arthur?
Nightmares are gone. Goblin body is gone. Okay. Apart from Paddington, everybody looks okay?
Everyone looks fine. Everyone's completely healed.
I'm going
We're
to
all completely healed.
Where's
go
Val?
I'm here. I didn't go.
I didn't mean to say
You
Val.
didn't.
Sorry, it was.
Oh! You mean earlier? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Solbrin and Tatsu. Sorry.
Okay.
Val did not explode. She is not explosive.
But
I'm gonna walk over to the heart and place a hand on it.
Yeah.
Thinking of Paddington
Mm-hmm.
and saying, "Not all anger is bad. Some of it is to save us."
And Zell says, "I'm really sorry for your loss, Tap, and all of you."
He sent out to save the forest, by the sound of it, and it looks like he has.
And that's when you look over and Quimby, the large plant elder spirit, you can hear something rumbling from over there, and you can see him. He's smiling, and he's.
What are you laughing at?
And it just kind of peels back, and it starts to laugh almost maniacally. And then it turns to you, and it just says, And it looks very satisfied. And that's when the vines and the roots around the heart start to pull back, and the heart itself starts to split in this kind of like warm, welcoming embrace. And then vines stretch out, and there's this light that pours forth. And then the vines reach into the ground, and coming down the vines is a fully healed Paddington, who's opening his eyes at what it looks like for the first time in his life.
Paddington.
And he kind of like hits the ground, and the elder spirit Quimby looks at all of you, and you're surprised that you can understand it in common, and says, "Do you think that sacrifice will be rewarded with death? You do not know the ways of the forest." And then he looks over at Zell, and he says, "May I?" And Zell says, he kind of nods, and Quimby like rips up and then bursts back into the earth, and you can feel its presence kind of leave.
Well, this was all very eventful. It was not exactly how I expected to spend my day.
I'm gonna run up and hug Paddington.
Yeah, he hugs you, and he's like, "I'm sorry to scare you."
You're okay.
Oh,
Paddington, you're a badass.
Pat.
Does he look like I remember him now?
He does. He looks just like you.
Looks like you're back for real.
I am. I feel okay, at least. And you can hear like even his voice kind of feels, but like throughout the entire time it was very dark and kind of growly. Almost sounded like the Hobgoblins, but now it sounds back to normal for you, Tap. It's like, it was. Let us never speak of this again.
Deal.
Deal.
That seems reasonable to me.
Yeah, we have a lot to do.
Yeah.
And he looks as Guardian, I thank you. And he comes over to shake his hand, and the Guardian shakes his hand, and he's like, I'm glad it worked out.
That was a fortuitous arrival.
And what were you trying to say, Arthur? Oh, sorry, you kept doing this. I thought you were...
Yeah, it's because I'm conflicted.
Oh.
Arthur, yeah.
Good?
No, just some of the stuff I haven't said yet. So it's just
Yeah,
Arthur
Zell...
looks really like uncomfortable and wants to say stuff, but he's
I'm still staring into the heart.
Yeah. And Zell folds his arm. He's like, "Well, let's get you guys out." And then you can hear some chains rattle, and you hear chains break.
Mm-mm.
And then you watch as the book that Zell's been carrying on his side, this thick tome that must be an immense burden to carry, rips off of him, floats into midair, and the pages start to flip. Like, and he's like, whoa, what's going on? What is this? What is this? And he kind of like has you make sure you guys don't approach. And the book flips back like hundreds of pages, about like 900 pages. And then it stops. And he looks over it and he's like, something's wrong. Oh my God. And like, and he takes a step back and you can watch as the words start to shift and change. And he's like, you're not safe here. None of you are safe here. You have to leave. You have to leave right now. And he looks around and he's like, and he's like, Heart of the Forest. It's time for you to let them go. They need to leave. They can't be here. Send them far away. I don't know what's happening. And then the book slams shut and the heart kind of like explodes. Go ahead.
The whole time the words were changing, Arthur's just staring at it, trying to memorize the words.
Okay. The only thing that you see is you see the word Ozen, and then you watch it fade away. Then the heart like kind of rips open, and vines, and it's not in a vicious manner, but it's in a very quick manner, reach out, wrap around each one of you, including Paddington, and flip you into the heart and escort you out.
It was nice meeting you. Hope to see you again.
And that's where we have to stop the game.
Woo! Fuck!
Oh boy!
Wow.
Paddington's back.
Thanks for watching World Walkers Rhalanas. We're doing this every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So hope to see you guys again. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.